WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Love that song. I don't want to work all day. I want to bang on the drum all day, whatever. Unlike the alternative to that song, sung by every musician's wife, I want you to work and stop banging on that drum all day, for God's sake. Yeah.
So this morning was definitely don't want to work. Like, it's 40-something degrees.
Well,
you wanted to stay under those blankets.
I got to say that I didn't feel it in the house, but boy, coming outside, it was a little shocker. It is the first day in a while that we felt fall weather.
Yes.
Yeah, it's chilly.
Yeah, it is.
But what are you going to do? Here we are in September, and we got a beautiful, beautiful weekend on the way.
Yeah, actually a nice day today, too. 75, sunny all day.
Yeah. We have a bunch to get to today. We'll be speaking this morning with Davey. Davey, is it true? Is it okay that we speak with Jimmy Fallon this morning?
Yes,
All
you
right.
can. I gave you permission.
He'll be on this morning. We're going to talk about buying tickets for his upcoming show with Kennedy, which will be at the Stanley Theater on November the 11th. And how, with the assistance of River Hills Properties, Bill and Robin Moncho, for veterans, you could buy a pair of tickets. In fact, I heard from somebody just yesterday that purchased 2 pairs of tickets that will be donated to veterans. You simply call up the Stanley. You have to go directly through the Stanley. You can't go through Ticketmaster. And tell them you want to buy Heroes tickets. And those tickets will be set aside to be given to veterans in need because the show is on Veterans Day. So check it out by calling or going to the Stanley box office today or next week or sometime.
So I had dinner on Monday night before the Buffalo Bills game at a local establishment, and we were driving past the Stanley, and they saw the marquee with Kennedy and Jimmy coming.
Yeah.
So this person we were walking says, "Oh, I've seen him 2 times." And I said, "Oh, you have?" I said, "But," and she said, "What do you mean, but?" "I know him personally, and I'm very good friends with him." And she said, "Oh, no, you're not." I said, "Oh, yeah? You want me to show you?"
Oh,
so
no.
I showed him the number that I have, and she said, "Oh, my God, how'd you get that?" I said, "It just pays to know people," I said.
Did you have a lucky night after that?
It wasn't a lady friend. It was a guy.
All right.
And his girlfriend.
Okay. All right. Well, they were impressed, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I hope they aren't really have a photographic memory. That would be awful.
No.
Yeah.
Jimmy
there we
actually
go.
texted me to tell me he's been getting random prank calls from the 315. So I don't know. Maybe she does. No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't be surprised. Anyway, he's on later on this morning. The Wyman ride is this weekend. What a beautiful weekend they're going to have for that. That in memory of Kurt Wyman. And Dave Olney will be in studio here a little later this morning. We'll speak with him. Jim Gaddis, who was the ex-Utica Blue Sox 1983 coach, will be in studio along with another player from 83. Who will it be? We'll do that this morning. Al Woodall, who we were going to have yesterday, he's the former backup quarterback to Joe Namath, and he'll give us his take on the Jets and all that this morning. And we can talk also about what your take is on Whitesboro and Proctor today or tomorrow. They were going to be playing tonight, but that game will be tomorrow morning. What's everybody's general consensus? At this point, we did talk.
They moved the time to 10:15.
Well, they have moved it.
Yes.
Wait, again?
Yes.
I just posted about this yesterday. It was a 9:30 start. It was all over their website.
They moved it to 10:15.
All right, so with that said, either way, there are some people that are somewhat disappointed. But listen, you got to the fact that this game is going off.
No, 9:30, Smitty. It's right on their website, right here. I'm here.
Well, a local TV station's saying 10:15.
I'm on the Whitesboro website right now. There's actually 2 announcements here. We've had several cases of hand, foot, and mouth disease
Oh no!
at Marcy Elementary.
Yeah.
Click here for complete information. Then the varsity football game versus Proctor, scheduled for Friday, September 15th, has been rescheduled for Saturday, September 16th at 9:30 a.m. at Chiz Fry Field on the Whitesboro Middle School campus. And you can go to their website or our website for complete details on what those additional security protocols mean. Essentially, it's a point of entry. You'll be metal detected as you go in, and if a lady is bringing a purse, it is subject to search. They're not allowing additional bags in.
So, I again, Samantha Colosimo Testa, we spoke with her a little bit yesterday. She doesn't really want to talk about this now.
No, I guess I could get her.
I'd like to talk to her. I mean, she ripped into, had a very tough Facebook post that has since been taken down, because at some point there was a fear that the Proctor Whitesboro game was not going to go off. So, but at the end of the day, you can't blame people for being nervous about a potential copycat, right?
Absolutely. And I felt like when we were winding down the show yesterday, I was essentially saying that I understand the sentiment. I didn't see the post. I don't know what the post said. But what I gather, and I agree with the sentiment, and we talked about this on the show here. The kid's not a Proctor student. He's from Utica, but he's not a Proctor student. It happened on the Proctor campus, but again, not involving a student.
And in fairness, not a Proctor student is that he was going to a we'll call it a special needs school, basically a school for behavior, but still within the Utica district, but still not a Proctor student.
Right, not a Raider per se.
Correct.
Right. Not. So again, we talked about how the perception and what that looks like for the football team, for the school, and for the students. Period. Right. So they kind of get a bad name. They get dragged into this, even though it had nothing to do with them. So I understand her frustration from that point of view. I think that's what the genesis of it was. At the same time, security is the utmost importance.
It
you
has
have
to be.
take additional steps because you are irresponsible and liable if you don't take additional steps and something happens.
And just
so
when
while I understood where she might be coming from, I completely agree with whatever you said or Richard said, that security's got to be of the utmost.
And just when you, whenever there's an incident, there's always the fear that it gives somebody else an idea to do something bad or something stupid. So you have to be concerned. Anyway, we'll hopefully speak with her. Mike this morning, wow, Jimmy calling in. Davey's got a major mojo working this morning. That's true, right, Davey?
Right.
You better watch out, or Jimmy's phone number will be on the marquee at the Stanley. That is the truth.
I wouldn't do that.
No, you would never. Tonight at this evening, I guess it's sundown, begins the Jewish holiday Rosh Hashanah, and there's a story up on our website about that and what it all means. And it will continue through into sundown on Sunday. I think I have that right. How about this? When if I have a sinus issue going on, what is your go-to medicine? Do you have a go-to medicine?
No, if it's real bad, I'll do Claritin. But
and Claritin is if you have allergies is the right thing, but probably not if you have a cold.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
it usually clears me up.
I have to say my favorite go-to is Sudafed, but I want to, as I say to the pharmacist, please give me the good stuff that I can make meth with, because that's the only stuff that works. You can get the over-the-counter stuff when the pharmacist isn't there, and you take it; it does nothing for you. And I am referencing the story where the CDC or FDA came out and said this does nothing for you. I'm just telling you, it after taking it, and I would say to my wife, this does nothing for you. I don't feel anything after taking this. Turns out it's absolutely correct. It's not helping you at all when it comes to clearing your nasal passages.
Okay, so here's my first question.
The stuff behind the counter that you have to sign for and give your license and all of that, that works. It has pseudo something or other
ephedrine, something like that? Yeah. And meth also. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So what does it do? Did they say? They said it doesn't do anything for your sinuses, but what does it do? I just wonder.
I think that it does have in some people some negative side effects.
Oh, interesting.
So if you want a good headache, They say take the over-the-counter Sudafed. And there were a couple of others on the over-the-counter that, now, keeping in mind, the Sudafed, the good stuff, is over-the-counter, but they have to store it. Anything with D, the decongestant, or any of that stuff, they store it behind the counter, and you can only get it when there's a pharmacist there.
Okay.
But I'm simply saying they didn't have to do a big study. I could have told you it does those other ones do nothing.
I don't think if I'm typically congested, again, I'm fortunate, at least to this point in my life, I don't have serious allergy issues. I get a couple flare-ups, I feel like, at different times of the year. And again, I'll just throw in a Claritin. I shouldn't even say this.
Hey, if it helps, if it works,
Yeah, and I'm the type, like, I probably bought that bottle 3 years ago. It was a small bottle.
Yeah, and you still have it.
I still have it. It's expired. If I think I need it, I still take it.
Listen, you're better off not taking any of this stuff, right, if you don't have to.
Yeah,
But why would you want to take something that doesn't work? And I'm assuming sooner or later it'll just be pulled off the shelves.
Well, and I hate to say it this way because I don't want to be pointing fingers, and I don't completely understand the process. But how do we get to the point where it's been sold for years and years and years and years and years as a decongestant, and finally they come out and say this doesn't do anything for you? Well, why didn't we do this study 8 years ago or 12 years ago?
I would have
30 years ago.
I would have thought it would have been tested before it hit the stores, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, and I got to say, there should be a major lawsuit against the makers of that medicine. I mean, some sort of a class action lawsuit where they have to pay. They're selling a product that doesn't work. And I'll bet you that when one of the executives at Sudafed has a cold, they don't say, yeah, give me the over-the-counter stuff, right? I'm sure they have their samples, but they're only going to take the good stuff. Anyway, that I found to be a very interesting story. Yesterday, I saw part of the press conference at the Turning Stone with the county executives, the New York State County Executives Association, and Pacenti and Ray Halberter both giving quite a speech yesterday about the area. But they brought all of these county executives and county officials into Verona all week long, and they've been at the Turning Stone for this conference. Yeah, this is the highest turnout, I don't want to say ever, but at the very least in a long time. They almost doubled the number that they usually get at this conference by holding it here.
I wonder why.
Yeah, well, it's all location, right? We're in the center of the state. I don't think that's it.
I don't want to go to that little Motel 8 for these stupid meetings in that hallway. Oh, but this one's at Turning Stone.
I'll go.
Okay, I'll go.
Yeah, I'll go. So, and the reality is, man, the food is just so good. They do such a great job putting on these big conferences. But there were a lot of people there. And Pacenti gave quite the speech, and followed by Halberter, who I think you could see was very, very proud. But it's significant. You have all of these municipalities, all of these governments of New York State assembling on the property, on Oneida Nation property, sovereign land, and I think that was certainly referenced yesterday by Halberter, but a big deal. I think it's a big deal, and I think the people from around the state seem to be impressed with everything that's going on around here. Yeah. Now they probably would say, "Yeah, we paid for a lot of it." For God's sakes,
who would say that?
The people around the state, because the whole state, tax dollars that were invested into what we've done here come from the entire state, not just from here.
Right. You're talking about Nexus,
which I believe is which I believe is a good thing. The difference at the Oneida Nation is they build all their own stuff. They use all their own money.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah. Pig kidneys. We're going on 2 months now where pig kidneys are working in a human body.
Look, I feel like I could be wrong here. Again, not a doctor, have no ounce, don't even have an ounce of medical knowledge. I feel like we're better off going with human kidneys. Why are we taking pig kidneys? I feel like we're retrofitting the human body with animal parts.
But you have such a shortage of kidneys. People wait and wait and wait for a transplant.
Okay.
And in some cases, people that don't end up taking care of themselves and going on dialysis or what have you, dialysis, they can die because they don't have kidney function. So this is an enormous step forward because we could you're not going to be able to manufacture the human being for their organs, but you could do it with pigs, right?
Yes.
The poor little pigs, but still. But this has, in this case, medical scientists say that that this has worked now for a record 2 months in a human, and they hope that this is a big step forward in the animal/human transplants. My guess is if you had your choice, whether you get a human or a pig transplant, you probably would choose the human.
Yes, no imitations allowed here.
But I don't believe you normally will get a choice.
Well, if it's helping people, that's a great thing. I'm surprised that our donor registries aren't more. Especially there's so many. I feel like as a country we're much less religious, and I think there used to be a thought that
much less than we used to be.
Taking body parts out was almost like a desecration. So I always thought that had something to do with why people didn't donate their organs or didn't sign up to be a donor.
It might be. It may very well be. Here's Tom on the topic. Hello, Tom. Good morning.
Hi. League of Women Voters worked with Donate Life for several years to try to boost up New York's hideous rate of donation versus need. We were number of the states. We were 49th in the donation rate.
Wow.
And we were number 2 in the need rate. So now it's been narrowed some. Some of the objections are that one, of course, there's the religious, but that's not very big. The people will give as an excuse, oh, who'd want my old organs? They're not going to be any good. And to that, we tell them, let the doctors tell you. They'll figure something out to use your skin, bones, eyes. It's not just the major organs. The skin grafting for burn wards and everything else is tremendous. But New York had a terrible rate, and we're really working hard to try to get that improved. And if people, there was some sentiment around, and it's kind of rough, that it's sort of like Sparta. If you're not signed up to donate your organs, you shouldn't be able to get one.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
That's a rough stance.
Well, it is right. If you're not willing to contribute, why should you reap the benefit of other people contributing? So, I'm not sure it's going to work that way, but I certainly understand what you're talking about. So,
there's a logic to it.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks for bringing the topic up.
Okay. Thank you.
See you later.
And by the way, he mentioned skin. I would not want pig skin. People will be trying to kick me all over the place. Come here, so I can throw you around. Come on, let's go out in the backyard and toss around Keeler. I don't think so. I don't think that's me. Here's Stefan Rubitsky. What's up, Stefan? What's going on, man?
Well, hello, Bill.
Jeff and Davey. Good morning.
Well, now September 27th at the Utica University Nexus Center, the men's and women's ice hockey team for Utica University is going to have a skills competition.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool.
Well, for young athletes or among themselves?
Well, the women's and the men's hockey team are going to be doing it. I think that's going to be really pretty cool to watch. So as they get what they do, Stephanie, is go around on the ice and show off a little bit.
Yes, and it's free of charge. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and it kicks off at 7 p.m.
All right, good stuff. Thank you, man.
You're welcome.
Have a great day and a great weekend, and I'm assuming you'll be involved in the Utica Sports Hall of Fame and the 1983 Utica Blue Sox.
Yes, I will be.
All right, Jim Gaddis is on. He was an ex-Utica Blue Sox coach and will be a part of that Hall of Fame ceremony this weekend, so that happens in the 8 o'clock hour. All right, Stefan, thanks, man.
Bye, Bill.
Hunter Biden was indicted on federal firearms charges yesterday. I wonder what will come out of this after their plea bargain deal fell through. But I just feel like you get a sweet deal, and it just so happens your father's the president. That's not going to fly. I don't think that flies with Democrats or flies with Republicans. I have heard people say what he did, the average person would probably not go to jail for it. However, that's where the firearms thing comes into play. If you're carrying an illegal firearm, you're going to get yourself in big trouble.
Also, the lying on the forms and things like that.
No doubt about it. Yeah.
Ultimately, what's going to happen here, if he does face the potential of jail time or even a conviction, they're going to pardon him, right? I mean,
I don't know what's going to happen.
I would imagine. I mean, you just think of all the presidents who've been associated with people who were in trouble or faced allegations, and on their way out the door, they go,
well, maybe
you out of jail.
maybe they're on their way out the door. But I could just see Biden on his way out. Somebody saying, "Are you gonna pardon Hunter?" And his answer would be, "Who?"
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's funny because now that I say that, considering
but if he's running for office, he certainly couldn't. He pulls that, he'll be in. That would hurt him at the polls with both Democrats and Republicans.
It's so funny how people have such variety of opinion because in my mind, bear with me here, I think there's a lot of things that many presidents have done, and this right now we have Joe Biden, so I'm going to use Joe Biden. There's a lot of things he's done that make me go, damn, why'd you do that? And it makes me frustrated or angry. Pardoning my son if he was facing jail time is something that I actually go, I'd probably do the exact same thing.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's funny, but that's the thing that's going to hurt him at the polls.
Yeah. Well, again, it's just my opinion. What is that worth? Many people saying nothing right now. Mike on the line in Schuyler. Hey, Mike, I was waiting to hear from you this week. As the Apple announcement came, what did you think?
I know, and it's funny, when I heard you talking about it Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Because I totally forgot about it, and you were the first. So then I actually had to go watch it.
I forgot about it. I forgot about it too, until I was something reminded me, and I was able to catch the whole thing. But I got to tell you this: the iPhone 15 Pro Max is just an unbelievable monster. This thing is it's incredible. It is more impressive than most cameras you would buy and like a 35 millimeter camera. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yes, it does look amazing, and I just updated my phone a couple years ago. I'm not even sure. The next thing that's due to update, because my oldest thing is my iMac, so that's probably
the way to go. Yeah.
But how about the feature too on the watch where the double tap with your fingers? If your hands occupied.
That is the coolest thing. So let's say you're climbing a cliff and you're up and your hands are holding onto the rope, and all of a sudden someone text messages you on your watch. You can click your index finger and your thumb together twice, and it will answer the call. You do it again, it'll hang it up. I mean, that's pretty cool.
And you know what they did too? Because I thought about it. I think they were taking some of that technology from those Vision the Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Because you know how you're using your gestures with everything.
Yes.
And I bet you they carried that over here, so people start to get a feel of what that's like.
So for everybody, just listening to this and they're rolling their eyes, Mike and I are both Apple junkies. I think Greeley Ford falls into that same category. We are very dedicated to the Apple products. So when these announcements come, which are different today than they used to be under Steve Jobs, they're more of a production today. Steve Jobs would come out on the stage and would give a presentation. It's different today, but listen, they're worth watching, right?
Yeah, when he did, here's the thing too. When he did it, it's like when Steve Jobs presented something, everyone went out and bought it. Like as soon as he gets off the stage, everyone would go get it. It was amazing. I can imagine.
Yeah.
But the other thing I look forward to in the fall update is the software changes because next week Monday is when they're going to release iOS 17 and the iPad 17.
So the beauty and the TV, iOS, and everything, your iPad, your watch, everything will update between Monday and Tuesday. So I have to say, Mike, the beauty of this for people who don't keep track is a major update like this basically gives you a brand new phone. If you have anything past like the iPhone 11, you basically will have a brand new phone come Monday.
That's right, and what I recommend too is, because I always forget, I'm going to probably go back and watch the June update, because I think it was June when they talked about the changes. So you watch that keynote again, so that way next week you can start playing around with those features. Because I'm sure there's some things I forgot about, but the next one, I think the hardware updates, that's not going to be till probably next month, because Mac and
yes, that'll they say October and November. But can I say one thing, and then I have to let you go, but.
Yes.
Mike, I'm very excited about the new feature where if you have the MagSafe case, so basically the magnet on the back of your phone, which charges it, if you do it in the landscape mode, there's a new screen that pops up that stays up all night long, dimmed a little bit, but it's an alarm clock. You could put a little weather thing on there. You could put obviously a clock. Maybe you want a digital clock, or maybe you want an analog clock. But it will will end up replacing the alarm clock on your nightstand. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes, it's true. And the watch, the watch basically has similar to they say with the watch you could do that, but it's much better with the phone.
Yeah,
now
much
that
better.
They did that. It'll be a lot better, absolutely.
All right there, fellow Apple lover. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend.
You too. Have a great weekend, guys.
Thanks,
Take
Mike.
care.
There's a couple new shows coming out, too, that must have been ready to go. Willie Waffle is on the line right now. Willie, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What are you watching now? When you're not watching for critique, do you ever watch anything for enjoyment?
I mean, I end up watching, like, football.
Yeah,
I end up watching sports a lot when I'm not doing this. That, to be honest with you, is one of the hardest things that I have struggled with for years. Like, just being able to sit down and watch something for fun and not think, what am I going to have to say about this? What am I going to have to roll out when I show up on Keeler's show? That kind of stuff. It's hard.
It is, and sometimes, like, I'm certainly not the expert that you are, but I'll be like, well, that's so stupid. Why would they do that? And then my wife will yell and be like, will you just watch it? Just watch it and enjoy it. Otherwise, I'm going to bed. I hear that often. So you try to watch for enjoyment, I guess. Okay, we started watching something though, streaming on maybe Showtime, maybe Netflix. Blue Zone, Living a Long Life, whatever the title of that thing is. That is pretty cool, and that's on Netflix. And then there's a really cool documentary series, or a docu-series on the Comedy Store in L.A., that is really
very cool.
It's really good, and Letterman is a part of it, and Leno, and a whole bunch of comedians from back in that day, and it's a good one to watch. What do you have for streaming for the weekend? What are you looking at?
Well, I think this is kind of a weird weekend because a lot of your big streaming are movies that maybe you didn't see over the summer. Like Barbie is now available if you want to pay for it to watch it through Prime Video or through Apple. Disney Plus has the Disney animated series Elemental, which, if you didn't see it over the summer, and a lot of people didn't, you get a chance to check that out. You got the Fast and the Furious 10 is out on Peacock this weekend. Liam Neeson's movie that was I feel like it just came out 2 weeks ago, Retribution, is now available on pay-per-view through Amazon, through Apple. But the thing that I've been watching, and I've just been fascinated by this show, it's 7 episodes. It's called Wrestlers, and it is a docuseries on Netflix. And it is brought to you by the same people who did Last Chance U, if you're familiar with that show. And I feel like there's a lot of similarities between the two. Here they are. They're following these wrestlers in the Ohio Valley Wrestling Federation, which is, a small little independent operation down in Louisville, Kentucky. But they've produced a lot of big names because the WWE used to use it as like a feeder ground, as a place to send people to train and to learn how to work in the business. So, like, they've had John Cena. They've had Brock Lesnar. I mean, like some of the really biggest names. Well, those days are long gone now. So, we're watching these guys who are just struggling, trying to do the show, trying to become big and famous wrestlers, just like all of their idols, and, all the trials and tribulations that are going on in their lives, and the mistakes that they make, and the struggles that they have just to put on the show and try to make $1, and all of it being run by, a lot of people know the wrestler Al Snow, who is kind of like their creative guru and the guy who's putting it all on.
So that sounds like especially if you're into wrestling, like Davey, this is for you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you aware of this?
No, I'm not aware of it.
And it's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay.
And the thing that I found really interesting is like I'm a big wrestling fan too. So I know the names that they're talking about, and I understand what they're trying to accomplish. But I think they do a great job kind of getting into those human stories and those individual stories, and trying to draw you in and understand that these are not the people who are making millions of dollars on network television and pay-per-views during the week. These are people who are working at the Holiday Inn and then doing wrestling on the side, hoping that maybe they'll make it. And they've had rough lives. They've had bad things happen. They've done bad things.
Yeah.
And you see them all kind of trying to come together and trying to overcome that to live out a dream that in a lot of cases for these people just ain't going to happen, and you know it.
Yeah. They're making their own costumes, and they're investing in their careers and all of this. I mean, it's...
Yeah, they're out there selling T-shirts, trying to make enough money to pay for gas. They're great moments here where you see that they get opportunities to work with other organizations, which are very, very well known, and the strife that causes, among the other wrestlers, and then with the ownership and the leadership of where they work now. I think it really just kind of does a good job of drawing you into the drama, especially because one of the ongoing storylines throughout all the 7 episodes is that this place is going broke.
Yeah,
and this ain't gonna this can't continue. Like a lot of these people are probably going to lose their jobs because they're not making money.
Well, it's funny, and you say that about the wrestlers too. Like they're going to lose their jobs. What are they making? $30 a night?
Exactly.
Throw themselves off the top rope onto the concrete floor. I mean, the copay that they probably, when they go to the ER afterward, is probably more than they put in their pocket.
Yeah, that's if they have insurance, right? I mean, so what was the so that's on Netflix, and then there was a series out a while back about women's wrestling.
There was. Yeah, oh gosh, yeah, it was a takeoff on Glow. Wasn't it called Glow? Yeah,
it was Glow.
That was, and that was actually based on the '80s Women's Wrestling Federation, the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, which used to be on TV all the time. And so that series was all about kind of like the characters and the people who were involved in that federation.
And listen, if you get a, oh my God, I'm just realizing that I'm going off your reference sheet from 2019, Willie. I don't know how that happened. I was just about to ask you about Star Wars.
Well, I love Star Wars. We could talk about it if you want.
All right, so I clearly don't have your notes here this morning, so I'm winging it. I'll let you take it from here.
What a pro, though, Willie.
Yeah,
didn't even bat an eye.
Didn't. He's just running with stuff. It's like. So tell me about Taylor Swift and cats.
Oh, my God. Well, now that Taylor Swift's career is fallen apart after Cats, and she'll never be famous again. No.
Boy. Wow.
That worked out okay for her,
I guess it did.
Fine.
All right, so what do you have here this morning? For some reason, my email is all messed up.
Well, what we've got in theaters is another murder mystery, A Haunting in Venice. Kenneth Branagh is back as Hercule Poirot, and this is a very crowded movie. I don't know how else to put it, but here we catch up with him. This is of course from Death on the Nile and Murder on the Orient Express. It's the continuation of that series, and we find Poirot has retired to Venice, Italy, in the 1940s, like right after the war, and he is visited by an old friend, an author who writes a series of very successful mystery novels with a character who's extremely like him, and she's played by Tina Fey. and she wants to convince him to get off of his booty, to get back into investigating, to solve crimes, and she's got a challenge for him. She wants him to join her at a seance that's being held on Halloween night in a haunted mansion there in Venice, and try to prove if it really is haunted or not. But of course, while they're there, guess what happens, guys?
Dum dum dum! There's a murder.
There's a murder.
Yeah, shocking.
And now Poirot has to go back into action, and there's just so much going on here, and I think that's the problem for the movie. I mean, you've got the whole "is the place haunted" kind of story. You've got the murder story. You've got another secret plot that we find unhatches during the movie, and they're bouncing back and forth among that and like a couple other things I don't want to tell you about because I don't want to ruin the movie for you.
Yeah.
But it feels like they're just not really giving any one of those things their attention and the full development and the full writing. I mean, it's an okay movie. I mean, it is a decent mystery as far as is the place haunted. I think the murder mystery is where they fall short because I don't like a lot of the modern mysteries where we're not allowed to play along. Like I want to get the clues just like our detectives get, and I want to be able to try to piece it together just like the detectives are. And this movie, just like a lot of them, I feel like just does a big drop of information as he's revealing who the killer is, and you're like, hey, where was all that when I was watching the movie an hour ago?
Right. What do you give it, Willie?
I am at about 2 waffles.
Okay.
I think it's just an okay movie.
All right. Anything else you have on your list?
No, those are the big ones this week. Sylvester Stallone's out next week with The Expendables 4, and let's just see what happens.
I have somebody asking about Theater Camp on Hulu. Familiar with it?
That is also streaming this weekend.
Yeah.
That's another one. That's another movie that came out over the summer, and now it's found its way to streaming. And it's kind of more of an independent film. These people who are running a theater camp, and I think that the hook is that they're going out of business or something. I did not get a chance to see it, but I've heard decent things. So go enjoy. Have fun.
All right, Willie. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you, man.
You got it. I'll talk to you next week.
Willie Waffle. There you go. And there's always, believe me, it's amazing the content that's out there. If you haven't been watching in the last few years, you got a lot of cool stuff to catch up on. If you're a junkie and you're watching stuff, the drought is beginning. You're going to start looking at some old stuff because of the writer's strike. Pretty crazy. All right, next hour, Hobica's free money question of the day today is worth $500. And it's coming up next hour.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
They'll be picketing instead of automaking. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Union! They're chanting union and mighty after walking off the job in Wayne, Michigan in the first United Auto Workers strike against Ford, GM, and Chrysler parent Stellantis at the same time.
Union President Shawn Fain says auto workers have been taken advantage of.
We're all expected to sit back and take the scraps and live paycheck to paycheck and scrape to get by.
13,000 UAW workers off their jobs at plants in Michigan, Ohio, and Missouri, one plant from each of the big 3 automakers. Fain says a decade of record profits for the companies justifies their demands for double-digit pay hikes.
As Fox's Jack Callahan, Ford CEO Jim Farley says,
for the last 2 weeks, we've been putting realistic offers on that we can actually invest in the future. There's no way we can pay people $300,000 to work 4-day work weeks.
President Biden's son Hunter has been indicted, charged with making false statements when buying a gun.
And count 3, a count of possession of a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance. But Biden's lawyers say, listen, this is a gross overreach and an affront to justice.
Fox's Kevin Corke as House Republicans investigate the president for his alleged role in Hunter Biden's overseas business dealings. Now, the president went to Maryland touting his economic agenda, calling Republican Maganomics extreme.
Just months ago, they went further than anyone has ever gone, threatening to default on the debt. It's over 220 years old.
A new Suffolk USA Today poll shows more Americans trust former President Trump on the economy than President Biden by 11 points. A new Reuters poll has a Trump-Biden tie, each at 39%. In the GOP race,
right now, 60% of Republican primary voters are supporting former President Trump. The race is for second, with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis at 13% and Vivek Ramaswamy close behind at 11%.
That's Gernal Scott. America's listening to Fox News.
How far will the left go to win 2024? Will they send out more stimulus checks or give away trillions more to left-wing groups? The simple truth is they don't care if your retirement is eroded down to a fraction of its value. They just want to win. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I want to encourage you to diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into a physical gold IRA. And the only company I recommend for gold IRAs is conservative-owned Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get their free info kit on gold IRAs. Do this now before Democrats have a chance to legislate away your life savings. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting PROTECT to the number 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. So use your agency. Take action now. Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
All right, we have a few clouds around. We are at 46 degrees. Still feels weird to say that. Chilly start this morning. WYBX News Time, 7:03. This news update is brought to you by Clinton Tractor, the leader in service, celebrating 70 years in business, 3 generations and counting. You can visit them online at clintontractor.net. Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers and the Oneida County Sheriff's Office asking for people to share information on the whereabouts of this week's Wanted Person of the Week. He's identified as 47-year-old Derek Krause of Westmoreland. Faces larceny charges. You can read more and share that post on our website at WIBX950.com. Additional security measures established for this weekend's Proctor at Whitesboro varsity football game in the wake of a shooting incident that occurred at the end of a Proctor game at home last weekend. Originally planned for tonight, game time is now set for, and I've got here 9:30 from the Whitesboro District website. I've got 9:30. People are messaging in to say it's 10:15. I've got 9:30. The junior varsity game set for this weekend between the two schools has now been rescheduled for October 28th, the end of next month. Those attending tomorrow's game at Whitesboro's Ches Fry Field should know that they all access to the stadium will be through a single point of entry. Metal detectors will be used as well, and purses and other similar items are subject to search prior to entry. No backpacks will be allowed. Again, you can read more on our website. A motorcycle crash in Oneida County still under investigation. Deputies say 28-year-old Kevin Bowen was riding on O'Brien Road in Forestport Wednesday night when he lost control of the bike and slid across the pavement. He would be airlifted to a hospital in Syracuse, but is expected to be okay. Anyone who witnessed the crash is asked to contact the Oneida County Sheriff's Office. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says almost $11 million in federal funding will be used to plant trees across the region. The New York Democrat also announced yesterday the grant money will be given to many cities. Utica is getting about $2.3 million to plant trees in the area. And a multi-platinum selling and Grammy award-winning country music megastar is on the stage at Turning Stone tonight. It's Carrie Underwood. Of course, she's the 2005 American Idol winner, has countless hits. Resale seats are still available through Ticketmaster. Is Smitty going to the show tonight? Or is he just picketing? He wants an autograph and a photo.
He was trying to go. I thought he was going to do it. I don't know. We'll see.
WIBX News Time is coming up on 7:06. Again, a chilly start.
The tickets aren't cheap.
No, they're not. Chilly start this morning. We are right now at 46 degrees, but a nice day on tap. Here's what we can expect later today.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, all-day sun, nice and comfortable, a high of 74. Tonight, clear, calm, turning chilly, low 48, upper 30s, coldest countryside. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, mild, breezy at times with some high, thin clouds as Hurricane Lee will be near the New England coast, near 70. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint at WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
All right, in sports, we'll start with Syracuse football. They take on the Purdue Boilermakers tomorrow in Indiana. It's a 7:30 nighttime primetime game. It'll be on NBC. Cuse coming off a 48-7 win over Western Michigan last weekend. Week 2 of the NFL season began last night, and a win for the Philadelphia Eagles. They beat the Vikings 34-28 DeAndre Swift ran for a career-high 175 yards. Minnesota's Kirk Cousins threw 4 touchdown passes and 364 yards through the air. But again, 34-28, the win for the Eagles. Aaron Rodgers with a positive update on his season-ending injury. The Jets quarterback shared on social media that he underwent a successful surgery for that torn Achilles in his left leg. Played just 4 snaps in the Jets' debut before suffering an injury in that Monday nighter against the Buffalo Bills. Coming up this weekend, the Bills will take on the Las Vegas Raiders. That's a 1 o'clock start Sunday on CBS. The Giants have one of their top weapons available this weekend. Tight end Darren Waller, who was listed as questionable with a hamstring injury before the season opener, is expected to suit up for the team's Week 2 game against the Arizona Cardinals. The NFL is expanding its partnership with London's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The stadium will now be known as the home of the NFL in the UK, with a deal that runs through the 2029-2030 season. Baseball yesterday, the Yankees split their doubleheader against the Red Sox. They lost the opener 5-0, won the nightcap 8-5. Mets beat up on the Diamondbacks, a final of 11-1 yesterday. The Mets now host the Cincinnati Reds for a 3-game series beginning tonight at Citi Field.
Did you see, I think I read
Where did
this.
the Yankees go?
They go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay. They got to play the Pirates.
Okay.
All right.
Did you see the story that the Jets are looking at Kaepernick to sign Kaepernick?
I mean,
he's available.
Just think how. It just sounds insane to me. So if the argument was, there was an argument that he was essentially blacklisted for his position that he took, and there was the other argument that, well, his skills have diminished. He's not a great quarterback, so we're not going to bring in an average guy who comes with a circus.
Right.
Okay. That was like 5 years ago we had that conversation. Now he's good enough to play?
I have no idea. All I can tell you is that was the headline there.
And what does that say about Zach Wilson?
Well, they need a backup, right? They need another backup. So
Danny Jones?
I don't know. I'm just saying. Today is, as I said, tonight begins Rosh Hashanah through the weekend. Today is also National, if I'm correct, today is National MIA POW Day. And Tanya J. Powers on the line right now with that. Tanya, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
So a special day for veterans. It's always difficult, and we saw a lot of this during Vietnam, missing in action and prisoners of war.
Yes, today is actually National POW MIA Recognition Day. It's the third Friday in September. It has been this way since 1979 when President Jimmy Carter issued a proclamation, saying the third Friday in September would be this recognition day. That it's been done by every president since then. President Biden put out a proclamation yesterday about it, doing the same thing, basically. And what this does is it honors U.S. service members who were prisoners of war and those who are still missing in action from every conflict since and including World War II. A lot of people may not realize that there is a recognition day for this.
Well, yeah. Since then, there has been a flag, right, that flies. You see it flying often. It's a black flag.
Oh, yeah.
An MIA POW flag. But today is that day where you think about them. There are families out there that never received any closure.
Right, and that's what the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, the DPAA, is. They're the ones who keep up with the numbers on this and do the searches. And they said as of May the 22nd, more than 81,000 U.S. service members are still missing. About 75% of that number is they're still missing in the Indo-Pacific region, according to that agency. Now, they also say that about 38,000 of that number is, they believe, are recoverable. They do about 200 identifications each year. And, the search obviously is, can be real difficult. You've got rough terrain, you've got deep ocean locations, things covered in sediment, debris, and all kinds of stuff. And so that's what their mission is with the DPAA, is to, find remains and identify these service members. And, family members, they help. A lot of times they'll provide, DNA samples or photographs or whatever.
Yeah.
The technological advances have helped out a great deal. with forensic science advances, DNA, dental analysis, all kinds of different things like that. But this is the recognition day. There will be, different ceremonies to commemorate today across the country. A lot of them at military installations and state capitals and other locations. Wreath-laying ceremonies. Those usually involve the playing of taps. A lot of different ceremonies to commemorate this.
All right. So if you have one of those MIA POW flags, it'd be a good day to fly it today. And think about those families who have made that ultimate sacrifice but have no closure. It's really terrible. Tanya, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Sure. Thanks. You too.
Tanya J. Powers from Fox News. Scott is in Kirkville. Hello, Scott. Good morning.
Guys, how you doing?
How you doing?
Listen, you guys are big in Clayton, New York. I heard last week from Jane the barber and her husband that was vacationing. You guys come loud and clear in Clayton. Can't get you in Kirkville, but Clayton's enjoying it.
Where's Clayton?
Clayton's actually by A Bay.
Oh, okay.
Up in Watertown.
Yeah, to the North Country, we have a strong signal that goes north.
Yeah.
Power.
So they listen to you. I don't know if they have a camper or something like that. But
all right, very cool.
I was talking to them when I went down and got my hair cut. And once again, kudos to hospitality to Jane the barber and her husband. I got a burger and a beer on the deal. So
a burger, a beer, and a haircut?
Yeah.
He literally comes.
Yes, indeed.
He drives in here to get his haircut.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's told us that, but it's really true. So, all right, what's your weekend look like for sports?
Syracuse?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Syracuse, David Willabow, they're starting, I think, right guard. He transferred in. His father actually played for Syracuse, is out for the season.
Okay.
He hurt his ankle against Western Michigan. Not sure about the Syracuse star receiver. He hurt his ankle, too, and was in a boot leaving, but you know how Privacy Act, the HIPAA.
Although I got to say,
I
mean, I realized they were playing a bit of a lesser team, but it didn't seem like they missed a beat with him out.
No.
Yeah.
I agree because it sometimes when you have a good superstar receiver, you rely on too much. If you go back to the Clemson game, the last drive where they had a shot to win the game, they forced it into him. Now they spread it around, and they have young receivers, and that'll be interesting. Now, Purdue, I don't know if you knew about it, I remember, but they played that marathon game last week. Game started at noon. They got delayed because of lightning.
Oh, okay,
and
I saw that.
They took everybody off the field, and then they didn't resume the play until 6:15. Game got over at 9 o'clock. They did beat Virginia Tech on the road. They lost to Fresno State the first week at Purdue. It's a national televised games, gentlemen. 7:30 start NBC. So that kind of puts us on the ointment. But it's a lot of excitement up here right now. They play Army next week. And if you want to watch Army, kind of get a scouting report, they play Texas San Antonio tonight on CBS Sports channel. But,
the effect yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the line. If you're, from a betting standpoint, the line's 2.5 and over/under 58. I think there's going to be a lot of points scored. The Purdue offensive coordinator came from USC. They run the air raid, which was Mike Leach. Unfortunately, he passed away, but he's wherever he coaches, Texas Tech, Washington State, Mississippi State. It's a wide open offense, and I think unfortunately Syracuse's first two opponents didn't really prepare them for a high-powered offense. But I'm not sure Purdue's defense is great. They couldn't cover a cough against Fresno State. Fresno State beat them, went up and down the field. So I think that 58 is very hittable. And Syracuse is now the favorite on the road, which if you look at Syracuse's record on the road under Babers, I think about 4 wins.
Yeah, I know.
That's the scary part.
And something to think about here, too, if you're in the you wanted to sample a little betting or do a little extracurricular activity, you'll struggle with it this weekend unless you have a guy, right? Because you can't bet Syracuse.
Well, this weekend and every weekend.
And
really.
every weekend,
Yeah.
right. I'm just saying if this was your weekend, because you can't bet New York teams in college. So
exactly.
you can't bet
It's stupid
Syracuse.
because you just go across the borders anywhere, Jersey,
sure,
Pennsylvania, Connecticut. So I don't understand the rationale because it's tax dollars, guys. I mean, if you're going to the Dome and you can legally bet Syracuse, don't you think 48,000 fans might have a little action on the game?
Right.
And stuff. The game you kind of watched, if you're thinking from a betting interest, I don't know if you're following Colorado and with Deion Sanders.
I was
upside down.
I was watching a little of it yesterday. He was getting some criticism from some. I just saw the headline. So last night.
Yeah. So he's calling it personal. They're playing Colorado State. The line's 23 and the over/under is 59. But Colorado over/under was only 3 to start the season. They got 2 wins, and he's already made his personal. So if there's going to be a team that might score a ton of points, which they are anyway, and the line's only 23, that might be a game you might want to take a look at that legally you can bet.
So you think you think that Sanders' team is just gonna plow right over top of Colorado?
Well, Colorado State lost to Washington State 50-24 the first week.
Okay.
So the defense. I'm just saying that he's taking this personally, so I don't think he's going to take the foot off the pedal. So if there's a team that's ready to blow out a team, 23 is reasonable. But the over/under is 59. If I'm wrong, it's probably going over 59 because I don't see how Colorado State's going to stop Colorado from really scoring 42 to 49 themselves.
All right.
So Colorado and the over. That's actually really good insight that I think a lot of people looking at the slate might look over. That's a good tip, Scott.
All right, good stuff, Scott.
One quick thing. I'm working on a marketing plan for a friend of mine who's picks up after dogs. And I came up with a slogan. He's in number 1 and then number 2 company. So he picks up after dogs. And,
all right, boy.
Yep. Yeah.
You can tell you were a big Bob Hope writer back in the day. There's no doubt.
Well, also for a gimmick, we got these petrified turds where you can hide your house key.
Lovely.
And where you can put like a key underneath this. So who's going to touch a petrified turd, right?
That is something to think about as people are eating breakfast. Yes. All right, man. You have a wonderful weekend. Good luck. Okay.
Two quick things. We hit the Travers. So lunch in October when I come down at Rockies.
All right. We'll be ready at the Waterfront Grill. Nice.
That's it.
All right, man.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Good luck. Have a nice weekend.
The only reason we didn't do Waterfront Grill the last time was there was a big private function going on at the Waterfront, which Jeff drove all the way down to Herkimer and
walked right in,
ready to go. Where's Scott? When Scott wins, for those who don't know, Scott's a big gambler. When Scott wins, he comes down to the valley, gets his haircut, and always wants to take us out to lunch. So we do that.
It's a good time.
It's a good time had by all.
Via the WIBX 950 mobile app. I say good morning to everybody. So Ed and Alien says no. Actually, as of yesterday, they are saying they're not looking at Kaepernick or Brady or Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what Ed says. Lance and Lee's got some comments here. Let me go with this. He's got 2.
Did you say not looking at Tom Brady?
Not looking at Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's not coming back,
I know,
right?
I know. And neither is Ben Roethlisberger.
Right,
if he was going to play, he would have stayed with this.
Yeah. Okay.
With Pittsburgh. He says on Samantha Colosimo Testa and the Facebook post, he said, must be the leash was tightened on Testa for her to remove the post. Having been to Proctor sporting events in the past, it was always the game that parents looked least forward to going to. How is it fair for visiting teams' families to only allow parents, no siblings, grandparents, or family and friends allowed? Like I said earlier this week, it's a cesspool. Do you want to address the first comment?
Listen, you got to do what you have to do for the safety of everyone. And the fear that everybody on their mind right now is the potential for retribution or a copycat or what have you. You need to make sure that everybody's safe.
Second comment, did Whitesboro have all of those safety protocols in place before the shooting? ? My guess is no. He's correct. They weren't.
I don't think so.
So Whitesboro has to foot the bill. RFA has to increase security as well for Proctor games. Okay, so here's the thing. And this is what prompted...
It is what it is.
This is what prompted Sam Testa to post, I believe, this week, was that there was a consideration that the game might be canceled. So I don't think there's... I feel like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with Lance. He's going to criticize either way. But, yeah, so they're saying we feel that we need additional security for this game. They don't have to play the game.
Right,
But
right.
if they play the game, they want additional security. And, yes, they have to pay for that, yes.
And ultimately, I'm sure parents want that. Just out of fear of something that could happen. So, all right, the game's getting played. I think that's a positive. It's been moved. Now we're hearing it's been moved to 10:15, right?
Yeah, so Richard's telling me that he believes also it's 10:15. I'm telling you right now, guys, you can go there, WBORO, as in Whitesboro, wboro.org. Go there, right on the homepage, a message that pops up.
I think we'll have an answer.
9:30 a.m.
I think we have someone coming in next that might be able to give us an answer. So let's wait for that. All right. I want to tell you, want to win a 4-month supply of supplies of chemicals for your hot tub or your spa from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. It's very simple. Just download the WIBX 950 app and message us the word Tucker. You can find the app by searching WIBX 950 in Google Play or the App Store. Download it to your phone. It's absolutely free. And then message us, Tucker, the word Tucker. You could do it right now if you have the app. You can enter as often as you want. There's no purchase necessary. And you'll stand a chance to win $200 in supplies for your hot tub or your spa from Tucker Backyard Pools and Spa. Now, Tucker's has a brand new store, which is down on Route 5, which is about halfway between Big Apple Music and the Westmoreland Four Corners, right? That Four Corners there where you take a left, you go into Clinton.
Oh, yeah.
233.
Yep.
All right, about halfway between there, and you'll see it on the left-hand side. It's a beautiful, brand-new store. There's actually an in-ground and an above-ground pool inside. All of these hot tubs and spas, artesian spas, over 30 years of manufacturing excellence. It's a wonderful brand made in the USA. Plus, Manaski's all excited about the swim spa.
I think that's really cool. It's like it's great exercise, and it's
about double the size of a normal hot tub, and you set it up where the basically you're going against the flow of the water, and you're able to swim. And you could do it gently. You could do a really rigorous exercise, but in the middle of the winter, you're going to swim as long as you want to swim in that incredible swim hot tub.
Also, if you go with the current, the only problem is you keep banging into the wall.
Don't go with the current. Go against the current. Did I say that? Yeah, I probably did. Anyway, it's Artesian Spas at Tucker Backyard Pools and Spas. Download the app and message us Tucker, Tucker, and you'll be in the contest. There's no purchase necessary. We'll select a winner at the end of the month. If it's concrete, it's Brank Construction, sidewalks, driveways, old stone walls, your chimney repair, retaining walls. Maybe you have an old foundation that needs repair. They can do it. There's nobody any better. If it's masonry and concrete work, it is Brank Construction, 315-894-3481.
I'll share these comments when we come back.
All right, we'll break. It's 7:25. Dave Olney comes in next on WIBX.
Stop into Mattress Express in New Hartford on Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies. Plus, simply do a comfort test on our mattresses and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, Sealy, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Innovation Refunds does not provide tax or legal advice. We work with an independent network of tax professionals and will share information with them to evaluate and process your claims. Terms and conditions apply. Ty is a paid spokesman.
I'm Ty Burrell, actor and small business owner. You can trust Innovation Refunds with your small business's ERC claim because of their SOC 2 Type 1 security compliance. Without this, how can you be sure a company can protect your information? It's not like here on the radio, where all you need to be secure is a censor button. My password to my bank account is Ty's cool password 1. Uh-oh. Luckily, Innovation Refunds is more reliable. Go to innovationrefunds.com or call 1-843-REFUNDS to get started.
The Wynn Hospital. Unwavering commitment and compassion. State-of-the-art technology and techniques. Advanced expertise and innovation. Consistent safety and quality. And it all will be exactly where you need it, because this fall, the brand new state-of-the-art Wynn Hospital will open in downtown Utica. Soon, you will be able to experience local care on a whole new level. The Wynn Hospital, world-class care is right around the corner. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you. At MVHS, our team members fell in love with care long ago. Their lives were changed, and their world has been expanding ever since. In respect, compassion, knowledge, and ability. And it's only just begun. Because fueling the future of care starts here at the Wynn Hospital. The Wynn Hospital, opening in October 2023. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you.
AmeriQ's Virtual Financial Center is now open. Perform nearly any transaction with a real person from the comfort and convenience of wherever your life takes you. Easily become an AmeriQ member. Open a deposit account, apply for a loan, and connect with the live person via video when you need us. Visit ameriq.org/virtualfc to get started. AmeriQ and you. Let's connect. Virtually. Membership eligibility is required. Insured by NCUA.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Hi, the official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning Radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Chuck Sedella and his wonderful crew over there have you taken care of. It's a speedy drive-through. You're in and out. You're on your way. The most delicious lattes, fresh donuts and bagels every day. And they're hiring counter staff. So if you're looking for a full or part-time job, they have you covered. They'll train you. It's a great place to work and pick up a little extra income. Or maybe it becomes your primary income, whatever. See Chuck or any of the wonderful ladies over there, and they'll help you fill out an application, and away you go. Daylight Donuts in the village of New Hartford. Dave Olney is in studio right now. Dave, you've lost how much weight? You look, I got to bring you up here. Go ahead. You've lost how much weight up to now?
97 so far.
Now, what was that again?
97 pounds.
Wow, 97 pounds.
I started February 16th.
I think I've got him in one shot here.
Okay, it's another one.
There we go.
He is. And it could probably be focused just a little bit.
Oh, sure. I'm always out of focus.
I'll let you play with that. But there's, oh, yeah, there. It's, ooh, no. Stop. No. Perfect. Don't do anything. All right, YouTube, by the way, you'll be able to see. Dave, you've lost 97 pounds. Are you going to stop at 100?
No.
How far do you want to go?
Just a little bit more.
I think you should stop now.
I'm very, very close.
What
my original goal was 81.
Okay.
And I hit that in about 4 months. And
do you pick these numbers like named after highways because you're a cop? No?
Dave's going to try the I-90 this year.
Yeah. I don't know of a Highway 101. I don't know that.
I was trying not to get to Highway 690.
Yeah. Well, we were trying not to get there.
Yeah.
So now he's on State Route 104.
It is incredible. So congratulations on that. It just takes, actually somebody asked the other day, they thought you, literally asked my wife the other day, did Dave only have surgery and have the surgery done? And my answer was, no, you just cut out bad stuff.
I did. I actually made a Facebook post about 2 months ago because people were whispering and asking questions, and I didn't have surgery. I didn't. I'm not on any kind of a fad thing. I didn't cut out carbs or do the keto. I just stopped eating garbage, and about 6 of these.
A lot of water. Yeah. So do people come up and say, because when I had lost my weight the last time, and I'd lost about 30 pounds, which is my goal. I'm failing at it right now, though. But the people would come up and say, "You okay? You feeling all right?"
Yeah, I've had quite a few.
I want to say to that, shut up and mind your own business. Give me a break. How do you expect me to feel after that, right?
Well, I've had quite a few people ask me if I'm all right or if I'm doing it on purpose, and yeah, it's actually at least.
Can you imagine though somebody
care.
asking that question?
Yeah, or
the gall of because I really need to know if you're okay, if you're going through a medical situation or not. And the reality is, you just chose to be healthier. And here's what they can say to you: "Wow, you look great."
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yeah, and today's my beautiful granddaughter's 2nd birthday.
Wow,
and you get a little introspective, and I want to see her do a lot of things.
You're not trying to become her size, right?
Just Benjamin Button thing going on.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, you look great, and I have an update on the Whitesboro football game.
All right, so we're getting a lot of messages in here this morning. Bob in Whitesboro, I want to say thank you. Joe Beatrice, the Utica councilman, they both said the same thing. Game got moved from 9:30 to 10:15. Gates open at 9:30. Game starts at 10:15. However, guys, while I always appreciate your input and trying to share this info with us, I'm getting solid info that says no. It's a 9:30 start.
Here's what I have. Sheriff Rob Mashel. The game is at 9:30, as originally stated. No change. I know this for sure.
Trust me, yeah.
That's Sheriff Mashel. And so it is a 9:30 start. If you come at 10:15, and by the way, the doors open at 8:30, right? The gates open at 8:30.
That's what the Whitesboro website says, yes.
So, you would think that the Whitesboro website would have it correct. And guess what? They do.
That's what we're told.
Yeah. So the game is at 9:30. That is official.
And then one more, Ralph in PA says, can we all just agree that Lanson Lee is an obtuse moron? I'm just sharing the comments as I do.
The only other thing I would say back to the Whitesboro thing is if there's another station out there reporting it, why do you automatically feel we're wrong? That was what I would say.
I think it's because of me.
You think?
Known to throw in a couple typos here and there.
No. It is. Jeff is absolutely correct. It's at 9:30. All right.
Going off the 2019 notes.
Yeah, exactly. Willie, we're going to review the 2019 movies.
I still cannot. I had to stop because I was going down the technical problem rabbit hole, and you don't want to do that while you're on the air because you stop paying attention to what you're doing. So I had to stop, but I'm bringing up every week when Willie comes on, he'll send me a brief little scenario on what he wants to talk about, and I just bring it up in my email, and I brought it up this morning, and the earliest one I can find in my email now is from 2019. The movies are this was before COVID.
I know.
When we were still doing movies in theaters. So, I don't know. And anyway, it is what it is. Okay, Dave Olney is in this morning. The Wyman ride, let's talk about that. First of all, it's this weekend. And by the way, the weather is completely on your side. It's going to be beautiful.
Yes, gorgeous.
So if you could, explain the ride and what it represents.
So the ride is in honor of Deputy Kurt B. Wyman, who was killed in the line of duty June 7th, 2011. He was a Oneida County Sheriff's deputy. He was at a domestic dispute in Knoxboro, in the town of Augusta, and was tragically taken from us. The ride is to honor him. It's also a fundraiser for the foundation for the park.
Yeah.
So the ride itself, registration, we're going to start registration at 8:15, 8:30, goes till about 9:30, where we're going to have a little ceremony, and then we kick off at 10 o'clock. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful ride. We go through a lot of rural parts of western Oneida County, and before we come back to Harley.
Nice. And the park, by the way, is really, it's developing as you raise money, but it's going to be, and already is, a great little spot.
We are incredibly proud of the work that this committee has done and that we've partnered with the town of Whitestown. We had our grand opening on the 12th, our ribbon cutting ceremony on the 12th. It was a beautiful day. We have a concession building. It's the first building on the site up there. There's 3 multi-use fields right now. We're moving on to the next step of building a pavilion. And it's just an absolutely beautiful park. Again, the partnerships with the town of Whitestown and Sean Coletta, Robin Appler, Sal Granado, the whole grounds and the highway department has just been phenomenal. And to see the progress we've made, and this, the committee, if I can talk about the committee for a second, the committee is just a bunch of people from the community that really didn't have any connection with the sheriff's office or with Kurt that got together immediately following his loss. And we've been working for 12 years to get this to where we are now.
Can people still get involved in the ride?
Yes. Bring your bike, show up, and ride the ride. That's the biggest thing. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's an escorted ride. We have the sheriff's office escorting the lead. We have every fire department and police department along the way is helping us with the busy intersections to make sure we get through safely. And the big thing is just come. We don't care what you ride, how old your bike is, how ugly your bike is. Come and enjoy the ride with us. And then afterward is the fall festival at the park.
Cool. All right. And that weather just looks perfect for you.
Yeah.
The fall festival is?
So it's the fall festival at the Wyman Park, and this is the first year that we moved from the Gibson Road side of the park to the Judd Road side. So it's right across from Accelerate Sports, or just down the street from Accelerate Sports. And we moved the entire thing over to the Gibson Road side, or I'm sorry, the Judd Road side of the Wyman Park. We are going to have soccer. There's soccer games all day long for kids. We're going to have hay rides. We have 2 hay wagons and tractors from Clinton Tractors brought over for us. We're going to be doing that all day long. There's concessions. There's There's Tim Dean's food's going to be there.
Food trucks. Yeah.
We're going to have some food trucks there. We're going to have the sheriff's ID. We're going to have some. A Walmart truck over there is going to be there. We're going to have a whole bunch of things to display. So there's bouncy houses, just stuff for people to do all day long from noon till 5 p.m.
And the fest is tomorrow as well.
Yes.
All right.
Yep, noon to 5 tomorrow.
Hang with us for a little bit.
Sure.
All right.
We want to ask, I want a clarification on a couple things. We talked earlier this week about the underage, the drinking initiative, right, where they go in. And actually, Dave kind of coordinates and is responsible for those. So if we have any lingering questions, I actually have 2 that we can touch
we'll get into that
on.
in a little bit. Let's do that. We have Jimmy Fallon coming up in a second. We'll speak with Jimmy. Also, your wife says, tell him he needs to pick a number and stop losing any more weight. He needs to listen to me.
She says I don't listen to her or something like that. I don't know.
I think she did say that. Yeah, she did. All right, Davey, let's do it. Listen, the free money question is worth $500 here this morning. Davey, which number are you looking for here this morning? What caller number?
Caller 6.
6th caller right now through the lines. Your chance at $500. 315-736-0186. Caller 6 right now at WIBX.
Adirondack Home Furniture now carries Smith Brothers Furniture. Smith Brothers has been creating customized living room furniture since 1925 and is known for its high-quality, solid-built, top-of-the-line pieces. Made in America with modern technology using age-old craftsmanship. Smith Brothers offers furniture that you can have confidence in for generations. Smith Brothers is a solid and dependable brand who provide innovative furniture design with every piece. Smith Brothers is a leader in the furniture industry with their award-winning line of upholstered furniture. They have built a reputation for their value and design leadership with furniture of the finest quality. We would love for you to come and browse our extensive inventory and see for yourself. Smith Brothers, now available at Adirondack Home Furniture. Stop in today. Adirondack Home Furniture in the Riverside Center, North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Create the home of your dreams with Smith Brothers and Adirondack Home Furniture. 315-738-7817.
Hi, this is Bill Cole from Gates Cole Insurance with exciting news. We are expanding with a couple of new offices in our area. One new location is North Country Estates Insurance in Lowville. They are another independent insurance agency that takes pride in making customers happy and fits our culture at Gates Cole perfectly. Here is William Schaub from the newest Gates Cole agency, North Country Estates Insurance in Lowville.
Working with us as an independent agent with this many companies, we will often call our clients and say, we're going to reduce your premium if you like. We have the companies that do well in New York and specifically this area. The coverages that we provide are commercial and personal insurance. That's the home, the auto, ATV, motorcycle. There's nothing more fun than taking care of a customer and being able to tell them that we're able to save them some money.
Proudly representing Finger Lakes Fire and Casualty Company of Trumansburg, New York. Gates Cole Insurance. We'll take care of you.
It's truck season at Steve Ponte Chevrolet. If you're in the market for a truck that's like new but don't want to break the bank, stop into Steve Ponte Chevrolet and choose from over 25 certified pre-owned trucks. Test drive a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado Crew Cab 4-wheel drive with only 14,000 miles, or a 2023 Chevrolet Tahoe LS 4-wheel drive with 29,000 miles. With GM certification, you'll get a 6-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and an additional 1-year bumper-to-bumper limited warranty. At Steve Ponte Chevrolet, you can find new roads and save. You'll drive with confidence knowing your vehicle's covered. Visit us online anytime at StevePonteChevy.com to browse our complete inventory. Steve Ponte Chevrolet, Route 28 in Herkimer. Stop by and see why it's always easy to do business at Steve Ponte Chevrolet, your family-owned and operated dealership.
All taxes and fees due on delivery. Must take delivery by September 30th, 2023.
The Wynn Hospital. Unwavering commitment and compassion. State-of-the-art technology and techniques. Advanced expertise and innovation. Consistent safety and quality. And it all will be exactly where you need it, because this fall, the brand new state-of-the-art Wynn Hospital will open in downtown Utica. Soon, you will be able to experience local care on a whole new level. The Wynn Hospital, world-class care is right around the corner. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you. At MVHS, our team members fell in love with care long ago. Their lives were changed, and their world has been expanding ever since. In respect, compassion, knowledge, and ability. And it's only just begun. Because fueling the future of care starts here at the Wynn Hospital. The Wynn Hospital, opening in October 2023. Learn more at mvhealthsystem.org. This is for you.
Hey, the fastest growing real estate company in Central New York is River Hills Properties. Bill and Robin Moncho, 15 years ago, decided we're going to offer something different. We're going to start a real estate company. Nobody had ever heard of River Hills Properties at the time. There was just one agent, Robin, and we're going to start a company and offer more services. It'll be full service, services that are not provided here to people buying and selling homes. That was 15 years ago. Today, they are the #1 independent real estate agency in the area, and throughout the region, they're #2 when it comes to the big chains. Talk about growth. When we say fastest growing, that's the perfect example right there. It's River Hills Properties, all about the services provided when it comes to the videos, or the drone videos that are done, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Exquisite.
And what a great company, and Bill and Robin are two of the nicest people, most genuine people you ever meet.
Very well said. And if you're looking to buy or sell, looking to sell your home, list with River Hills Properties. Call them today in Barneville, Little Falls, and Utica, serving all of upstate New York. It's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Nobody sells homes like River Hills. Nobody sells
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
By the way, Mike says, let's see. Does the ride begin at 8:30, 9:15, or 10? Oh, wait, that's the controversy at Whitesboro. There is no controversy at Whitesboro. The Whitesboro-Proctor game begins at 9:30 tomorrow, and the gates open at 8:15. Just keep that in mind. All right, David is in Little Falls. Hello, Dave.
Morning, Bill. How are you?
Good. You ready to take a shot at winning the free money question of the day?
Yes, I am.
All right, here it goes. And this is in honor of Dave, who's a big drinker of this. And I've kicked the Diet Pepsi habit. I drink water every morning. Nice. Can't even believe it. So here's your question. Name the first modern era bottled water brand. So what was the first brand out there that bottled water? You'll have 7 seconds. Ready, go.
I'm going to go with Poland Spring.
Poland
Probably not
Spring.
right. That's my guess.
That's a good one, right? I mean, that's. I think we all know it's probably not the first one, but it's a good one to go to, and they don't charge you an arm and a leg. Evian was the first.
I remember that.
Yeah, still around, as a matter of fact. You know when Evian started bottling their water? In 1830 is when they started. Yeah,
glass bottles, I assume.
I believe they were jugs. Yeah. So, all right, David. Sorry about that. We will give you the Utica All-in-One Food and Fun card. It's a $25 gift card, good at Aquavino in New Hartford. Wonderful restaurant to check out maybe this weekend. Babes, 72 Tavern and Grill, Taylor and the Cook, and the concession stands at Adirondack Bank Center or Nexus. Stand by. Davey's going to mail that to you. Okay, Dave?
Sure. Thanks. Have a good weekend, guys.
All right, you do the same too, Dave. Thank you. You
Um,
want to know the first ever bottled water, really? The Catholic Church was bottling holy water all the way back in 1622.
You sure it wasn't wine?
But it may have been. But I wasn't going to use that as the modern day Evian. It would be a brand that you can still get today.
Yes.
You do know how they made holy water back in the day, right?
How did they do that?
They boil the hell out of it.
I love it. And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, coming to the Stanley Theater, happening on Veterans Day
He'll
on
be
the
at Turning
11th.
Stone after the show.
Along with Kennedy, the one and only Jimmy Fallon on the line right now. Jimmy, good morning.
Boom! I didn't bring a lot of holy water material. I apologize.
I mean, find me another radio show in America this morning that's talking about holy water. We're going to be it.
I mean, listen, I could throw you a couple of priest jokes, but I'm trying to stay on the air here. I'm going to work with you.
All right, listen, I got to tell you something that we just launched through River Hills Properties, and we're calling it Hero Tickets because you're coming up on, and the show is on Veterans Day. What we have done is people can go to the Stanley Theater or call the box office. They can purchase what we call Hero Tickets. Purchase a ticket or a pair of tickets or two pairs of tickets, whatever you want. And they're set aside, and before the show, we'll use a veterans organization, and we'll deliver them to veterans that may not be able to afford to come out and have a night of laughter. So you're helping out veterans on this show coming up.
No, that's amazing. I love this idea. I've never heard of that done at one of my shows before. Usually they buy a ticket because they want to punish them. They're usually mad at it. Like,
That's right.
They're going to get picked on by a guy who's dressed like an overweight figure skater. It's a rough night out. But if you're a veteran, no way, man. You guys are in the, you're in the safe zone on this one. So yes, everybody else is going down. But the vets, thank you.
So the show is coming up on November 11th, and man, Jimmy, you are all over the place. Every time you turn on Fox News Channel, there he is, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, well, this is the deal, man. It's not that I get booked a lot. I'm just good at sneaking onto the set. And then once you're on the set, it's live TV. They can't really yank you out of the shot. You know what I'm saying? I'm just there. But no, I play nice in the sandbox with other people. And I think what Fox has realized, and this is what helps the radio show, is, we have all these contentious political issues, but it doesn't mean we need to discuss them in a contentious manner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you still talk to them like adults. Because, here's the thing. I think about this all the time, Keeler. Every issue we're fighting over in politics right now in the year 2023, we were fighting over in 1993. We were fighting over in 1983. What are we talking about? The border, immigration, abortion, gun control. Always fighting over this. We used to have this other remedy back then. You know what I mean? And that's the truth. It's like what we're fighting over hasn't changed. The way we're fighting over it has. So that's always my advice. It's just, we used to do this thing back in the 80s. It was called Chill the F Out. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah, we disagreed. But you got over your life. Who cares?
Even Tip O'Neill, and I mean, he would chill the F out back then. Yeah.
That was a thing. And there's so much value in that. Like, I'm shooting a stand-up special. It's coming out in January. And I think people who see me do stand-up are going to love it. I think there are some people that are being set up for a letdown because they think I'm going to have a political rally on Fox, but it's really not that.
Right.
I make fun of everything because you kind of need to. The world's on fire, and just going to keep on roasting them marshmallows, girlfriend.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's a good way of describing it. It feels that way, doesn't it? So this week you get the impeachment inquiry with Biden. You get the Hunter Biden indictment, and then all the Trump stuff. I mean, you have no shortage of material.
No, this is amazing right now. I say this. If you cover politics for a living, it's actually not good. Everybody's like, oh, there's so much material. It must be amazing. I'm like, but it's actually not, because you just keep constantly having to generate more stuff. Like back in the day, if you were a political comedian in like the 80s and 90s, it was like Reagan said one dumb thing, Bill Clinton was horny, and you could just hang your act on that. Yeah. Now I'm watching the President of the United States pretend he was a professor at the University of Pennsylvania for 4 years. Trump just said with a straight face he doesn't know who gave Fauci the presidential commendation for COVID. It's called the president. Like, he literally pinned it to the guy's chest.
I know,
but the point is, our politics are such a theater of the absurd now that it's a lot to keep up with, Keeler. It's a lot of a hamster wheel of humor.
What I find it's quite. I mean, Biden. You got to put Biden aside, and correct me if I'm wrong. You put Biden aside because he's the president, yes, but it's meaningless. I don't think anybody voted for Joe Biden. Trump is the key figure here, and what amazes me are the people who love him, he can do no wrong, and the people who hate him, he can do no right. It is such an extreme today, all revolving around Trump. Why?
Do you want to know why no one has a reasonable emotional reaction to Trump? Because they manufactured a lot of emotion around him. What I mean by that, is when Trump announced he was running for president, they were literally on TV saying, like, this man is literally Hitler. Like, we're all going to die. He's going to ban women. He's going to ban Muslims. He's going to ban gay people. He's going to ban black people. Mind you, he had been on NBC in primetime for the previous 15 years. Mm-hmm. But they pretended it was like this fringe figure we'd never heard of before that came out of a shed with a bunch of skinheads. It was like, think about this, NBC cried when he won the presidency. NBC's first episode of Saturday Night Live featured Kate McKinnon playing Hallelujah and crying. That's how the show opened. Mind you, they had let him host that show the previous spring.
I know.
So it's like, in what world are they giving you an honest reaction to him? And that's the thing. They treat it, and me and you have talked about this a lot. Trump's personality, has been a known quantity for 40 years in public life. He's always crass. Yep. He's nasty to women if they ask him a tough question. He's kind of an a-hole and a provocateur. But none of that's new. You know what I'm saying? What was new is how we reacted to him. That's why, back to what I was saying earlier, these political issues aren't new, How we're reacting to them is. And that's why no one gives you a true reaction. Like, I have friends, that are obviously I'm in New York. They're overwhelmingly liberal. But I also have friends that are too Trumpy. Like, you know what too Trumpy means? Everybody's got that friend. You're like, welcome to Applebee's. Can I start you off with a drink? And your friend's like, well, it depends. Did Nancy Pelosi ban drinks yet? And you're like, whoa, that's not what she is. What's going on here? And that's obviously on the left, too. That's the thing. So I'm just trying to get people to chill out. That's it, Keeler. That's it.
And I appreciate that. But I don't know that you'll ever accomplish it. But I guess you got to try. How about, though, as much as they were crying on Saturday Night Live, so NBC is launching the new version this weekend of Meet the Press, right? Chuck Todd has gone away, and who's? Of
course he is. Yeah. Donald Trump. Kristen Welker.
She chooses. And by the way, the two of them would fight in the White House press room back and forth during those press conferences. But who do they pick? They pick him to debut the show.
She was calling him a misogynist, a racist, a white supremacist. He was going to get children killed with COVID. First guest she books.
Yeah.
This is what people need to understand. We're radio guys. We're old school. We're just trying to have real conversations for real. And we're not the problem. I know this because I work on both sides of this thing.
Yep.
People who work in media, they really just want the click. There is no principle. They do not care. It's just a race to the top of Mount Clickmore now.
I think you're absolutely right.
Oh, it's true. And it's the most destructive thing for society.
Yes.
When you're out there calling someone Hitler, I got to be honest with you, Hitler did a lot of things Trump didn't do. Like, there's not a comparison there. There's not a real comparison there. But people take that stance because it gets clicked. When you're throwing the race card around, they take that stance because it gets clicked. but they don't mean that. Like, they've got to know in good conscience, okay, how insulting it is to the actual Holocaust to compare the guy who fired Flavor Flav on Celebrity Apprentice to Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you think Hitler would have let a Jewish Joan Rivers win Celebrity Apprentice?
That is true.
I don't know.
Never would have happened.
Just saying.
Listen, obviously Jimmy's on every day, weekdays, noon to. Is Davey doing you well? I mean, because I worry he may be, calling you at all times of the day and night.
He doesn't actually check in a lot, and that makes me nervous. That's when Davey was calling me a lot, I was calm. When he dialed it back a little bit, that's when you get security. Yeah. Because,
You're
when
worried.
The stalkers go quiet, that means they're hitchhiking to your place.
Yes. He doesn't have to ask what you're doing. He's watching you.
That's so funny. Look over your shoulder. Holy cow. All right, and then talk, if you could, about the upcoming show. Tickets are on sale right now. Go to Ticketmaster.com, or you could buy the Heroes tickets by going right to the box office. But this is going to be a great show with Kennedy.
Oh, me and the K-Train, we have a wild time. So basically the way it goes down is, she opens the show. She's going to tell you a lot about MTV and hanging out with Kurt Cobain and all the, she got in a fist fight with Oasis. She tells a lot of crazy stories. And she was hanging, Michael Jordan was trying to date her for a while. It was like an ongoing thing. So you're going to hear a lot of crazy Kennedy stories. Then I'll come out and, insult everybody's sensibilities. Then we do like a long Q&A at the end, and we meet a lot of people. It's a good hang.
Yeah.
It's basically like what we were doing at Fat Cat if we brought along a performer who had a bigger vocabulary than me. It's probably good. We're classing up what we've been doing at Fat Cat. But I still want my Riggies. I still want my Utica Greens. Don't you think you guys have bribed me to like a hummus plate? That's not how this works.
Listen, that's the only way we get you back up here. It's we have to promise the food, and there you go. So
Comedy Straight Cat Jimmy Fela. They put out a bowl of milk. He drives to Utica.
All right, Jimmy, we'll be listening today at noon. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk soon, man.
You guys are the best. Give me a heads up if Davey's on the thruway.
Okay.
See ya. Later, man.
All right, thanks. If he's on the thruway and he's heading south. We'll break Jimmy Fallon. Go to Ticketmaster.com. It's the what is it called, Davey?
Laughs and Liberty.
Laughs and Liberty Tour with Jimmy Fallon and Kennedy on November 11th at the Stanley Theater.
And can Dave recap one more time? We just had a message that came in from Chris who said she caught the end of it and would like to know about the ride.
Kurt Wyman ride this weekend, Mr. Olney.
Yeah, registration about 8:30, 8:15, 8:30 until 9 o'clock. Or I'm sorry, 9:30, 9:45. We're going to have a short.
And this is tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning, and then a short ceremony, and then at 10 o'clock we're taking off. Wheels up.
Harley Davidson of Utica is the start, which is over on Commercial Drive, and then noon to 5 at the Wyman Park, just off Judd Road, is where the Fall Fest is going on.
Yes.
And the Whitesboro football game.
Well.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm taking the sheriff. I'm taking the sheriff's direction
Sheriff
on this.
Sheriff says starts at 9:30, gates open at 8:30. Period.
So someone just said, "Hey, look, I just asked my son, and my son's friend plays for Whitesboro. He's telling me it's at 10:15. That's what the message that just came in was. When I say my son, I don't mean my son.
I understand.
Mean, that's what this app says.
Understand, but I am sticking with. I know this is going out on a limb. But I'm sticking with Sheriff Mashel.
Are we going to have controversy on Monday over the start time that a team didn't show up?
I believe we should start laying odds. There'll be gambling on this over the weekend. I got a break. News right now. WIBX Utica Rome. It's 8 o'clock.
A first-of-its-kind strike. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Auto workers walk off the job at all three big U.S. automakers at one plant each for now. But UAW President Shawn Fain warns.
If we need to go all out, we will. Everything is on the table.
Robin Murdoch with Fox 2 TV in Detroit is with picketers in Michigan.
The Ford Michigan assembly plant here in Wayne, it does employ about 4,600 workers. They make the Ford Bronco here. About 4,100 workers at that Stellantis assembly plant in Toledo, Ohio. They were also part of this first wave of walkouts. They produce the Jeep Wrangler, and then about 4,100 workers at GM's plant in Wentzville, Missouri. They also went on strike at the stroke of midnight. Detroit. They build the Chevy, GMC vans, as well as pickup trucks.
Now, the automakers say they can't afford 40% pay hikes, and GM CEO Mary Barra just said this will not be good for the overall economy. We've just learned President Biden will talk about the strike the day after he went to Maryland, touting his economic agenda, taking a swipe at House Republicans who are considering impeachment, investigating his alleged ties to his son Hunter's business dealings.
Their plan, Maganomics, is more extreme than anything America's ever seen before.
Hunter Biden's lawyer also blames Republicans for a criminal indictment. Abby Lowell tells MSNBC.
It is the folks like Chairman Comer and the Republican MAGA crazies who have been pressuring this U.S. attorney to do something to vindicate their political position.
Hunter Biden's facing 3 felony gun charges after a tax evasion misdemeanor plea deal that would have wiped out a gun charge fell apart in July. Hurricane Lee may be weaker, but it's becoming extratropical, getting wider as it moves toward impact in Canada near Maine this weekend.
And that means an expansion of the wind field, a bigger storm, and that's going to bring, more effects along the coast.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean. America's listening to Fox News.
How far will the left go to win 2024? Will they send out more stimulus checks or give away trillions more to left-wing groups? The simple truth is they don't care if your retirement is eroded down to a fraction of its value. They just want to win. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I want to encourage you to diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into a physical gold IRA. And the only company I recommend for gold IRAs is conservative-owned Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get their free info kit on gold IRAs. Do this now before Democrats have a chance to legislate away your life savings. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting PROTECT to the number 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. So use your agency. Take action now. Text the word PROTECT to the number 989898.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Have some morning sunshine, and we are now up to, let me get you the latest temp here, 49 degrees. WIBX News Time is 8:03. And this news update is brought to you by My Carl's. Shop My Carl's today for the lowest prices, no credit needed financing, and fast same-day delivery in the New Hartford Shopping Center and now open in Destiny, USA. We're going to start this. We're going to go right to the phone lines here. Bill?
We have Sheriff Machel on the line right now. We thought we could start this off with getting the bottom line on tomorrow's Proctor-Whitesboro game. And Sheriff Machel, good morning. What do we know?
Good morning, guys. It is a 9:30 game as originally planned. It is not 10:15. The confusion is coming into play. No pun intended there. But the confusion is next Saturday's game against Liverpool. That time has changed from 9:30 to 10:15. It has absolutely nothing to do with the game tomorrow. So they're confusing the two games that are a week apart.
So let me ask you this. So is that the Whitesboro Liverpool or Proctor Liverpool?
Proctor Liverpool game
okay.
has been changed to 10:15 from 9:30 next week. It has nothing to do with tomorrow's game. That is 9:30. Believe me, I know, and for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Obviously we're overseeing the security tomorrow at my office, so I can assure you it's 9:30.
So, and Sheriff, the other thing is, can you just talk just a moment about the importance of security, the importance of the schools? Because some people have criticized saying, why don't you just do it on the regular time? But the fear is that once an incident like this happens, you got to be worried about potential copycat or retribution or who knows what.
Sure, and again, we obviously we have all kinds of technology to our avail today in the security world. We have intel, technology, you name it. We do everything we possibly can to make sure that everyone is safe no matter what type of event that they're attending. And it's just, look, I worked in Whitesboro for 20 years. I worked Whitesboro football games on Friday nights for 20 years. It's just difficult to police anything in the dark as compared to the daylight. So that's the main reason. It just makes it a tad bit easier and to make people feel a tad bit safer being out there during the daylight. And secondly, we were very strong advocates out of the gate. The game between Proctor and Whitesboro had to go on. The kids playing on the football teams obviously had nothing to do with the incident at hand. and the kids work hard. They're good kids. They're and this is what it's all about for them. So we assured everyone from the get-go, because I know there was rumors that the game was canceled. The game was never canceled. There were a lot of conversations on security protocols and what we can change, but at the end of the day, everyone agreed that the game must go on for the community, for the kids, and we're just going to do everything we possibly can to make sure that everyone feels safe when they're there.
We appreciate you clarifying the whole thing, Sheriff, and allowing people to feel safe when they go to this game on Saturday.
Exactly. And it's a cooperative effort. Obviously, Whitesboro Schools, I've been part of that for my whole career. Utica Police Department, we have an exceptional, probably the best relationship our two agencies have ever had. We work together on a multitude of things, and certainly we'll be assisted by some other law enforcement agencies, and everyone's coming together for the same cause of ensuring this goes on. And like I said, it's all about the kids, and that's the number one priority.
All right, Sheriff Machel, thank you for the update. Thank you.
Sounds good, guys. Have a good day.
All right, have a great weekend. Sheriff Rob Machel, Manaski with an update on news.
Yes, if you're looking for this week's most wanted person of the week, the Mohawk Valley Crime Stoppers has released that information. You can find that on our website. The man is identified as 47-year-old Derek Krause of Westmoreland. He's wanted on larceny charges. Again, a photo and a description of the allegations on our website. Multi-platinum selling and Grammy Award-winning country music megastar Carrie Underwood performing tonight at the Turning Stone Resort Casino. Of course, she's the 2005 American Idol winner. Resale seats are still available through Ticketmaster. You might need to take out a loan.
I think your bottom price on SeatGeek is $200 for a ticket.
Okay, well that's not
bad. But if you start trying to get into the good seats, resale will be up around $900-$1,000 a ticket.
Yeah, she is a mega star. An investigation still underway into a motorcycle crash in Oneida County. 28-year-old Kevin Bowen was on O'Brien Road in Forceport Wednesday night. Deputies say he lost control of the bike, slid across the pavement. He did have to be airlifted to the hospital, but will be okay, according to officials. And I don't know, what do you want, Mega Millions? You want to know what that's up to?
Should be a big night, right?
$162 million.
Okay.
Whoever chooses all 6 winning numbers for the Powerball tomorrow night would get a $596 million check. The price of a ticket to play each of these is $2. Both are streamed online on their respective websites. WIBX News Time is 8:08. A chilly start this morning. We started at 45 when we got in, but we are at 50 now and warming up to a nice afternoon. Here's what we can expect.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, all-day sun, nice and comfortable, a high of 74. Tonight, clear, calm, turning chilly, low 48, upper 30s, coldest countryside. Tomorrow, partly to mostly sunny, mild, breezy at times with some high, thin clouds as Hurricane Lee will be near the New England coast, near 70. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint at WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
All right, in sports, Syracuse plays tomorrow night, a primetime game as they battle the Purdue Boilermakers, a 7:30 start. You can find that game on NBC. The Orange come in at 2-0. They come off a 48-7 victory over Western Michigan. Thursday Night Football last night, a game heard right here on WIBX. The Eagles hold on to beat the Vikings 34-28. 4 touchdown passes in defeat for Kirk Cousins. The Eagles now improve to 2-0. Coming up this weekend, the Giants have one of their top weapons available. Tight end Darren Waller was listed as questionable with a hamstring injury before the season opener. He's expecting to suit up for their Week 2 game against the Arizona Cardinals in Glendale. The Buffalo Bills will battle the Las Vegas Raiders this weekend. And Aaron Rodgers of the Jets says that his surgery for the torn Achilles was successful. He played just 4 snaps in his debut for Gang Green on Monday night. The 39-year-old said he plans to rise yet again after his season was cut short earlier this week. Smitty, who do the Jets have this weekend?
The Jets?
Jets are Dallas.
Cowboys
Yeah,
at
the
4
Cowboys.
o'clock.
Yes, that's at 4 o'clock. Thank you very much. The Yankees split their doubleheader yesterday against the Red Sox. They lost the opener 5-0, won the nightcap 8-5. Mets blow out the Diamondbacks 11-1. They now welcome the Reds to Citi Field for the start of a 3-game series. Go Go ahead.
The Sunday night game is the Patriots and the Dolphins.
Thank you very much. You can hear that game right here on IBX. The NASCAR playoff field, that continues. They are racing the Bass Pro Shops race at Bristol Motor Speedway. Kyle Larson and Tyler Reddick clinched spots in the next round after winning the first 2 races in the round of 16.
A Saturday night race at Bristol.
A lot going on tomorrow. Holy cow.
Listen, here's some updates. Are you ready? I have some comments here on stuff going on.
I got Lance here, too.
Wayne says, just went to Walmart, and they're having a big grand reopening at the New Hartford Walmart. Does anybody know anything about that?
I actually happened to be in there the other day. They made the New Hartford Walmart, look just like the North Utica Walmart, essentially. So the floors and the layout and displays.
Okay.
They had a different style, and when I went in there, I was like, wait a minute, am I in the North Utica store? But sure enough, so I wonder if that's the reason for it, because the inside looks a little different.
Well,
I even think the signage on the outside of the building was upgraded.
There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the front parking lot, all this stuff going on today. I don't know.
Free sample?
That's from Wayne. Wayne also said Zyrtec is his go-to. We were talking about Sudafed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they make you sign for the Sudafed, don't buy it because it doesn't work. That stuff you get right over the counter without the help of a pharmacist. They've come out, and the FDA is saying it doesn't work.
When you say that stuff, you mean that one particular brand? That one particular...
You
don't mean all over-the-counter stuff?
The Sudafed, well, anything with look, you read the story, you'll get into it. There's a certain ingredient in that's supposed to serve as a decongestant. It does not, according to the FDA, and that includes Sudafed over-the-counter. The good stuff you got to sign for. You can make meth with the good stuff, right, Dave? Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe that's what we're hearing.
That's why you sign for it.
I don't have the recipe. Wouldn't want that. Mike, this morning, I wonder if Kennedy will talk about what a nice time she had at Woodstock '99. Well, if you remember, she was a part of MTV at the time, and they were throwing cans, and MTV was getting. MTV, if during that documentary, they talk about how they feared for their lives while they were at Woodstock '99 in Rome. People were coming after them.
I can't believe, I guess kudos to her. I can't believe that she worked at MTV and was on television 20 years ago. When I saw her, I'm like, they must be talking about a different Kennedy. She still looks very young.
She looks pretty good, right?
Yes, she does.
Being on MTV way back then. So, and then I wanted Dave to be able to give an update one more time on the Kurt Wyman ride tomorrow. Times, if you want to ride, you could still get in.
Yep, the ride's tomorrow morning. Registration 8:15 to 8:30 on until about 9:30, 9:45. Then we're going to do kickstands up at 10 o'clock. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful day, beautiful ride, one of the best rides of the year.
All right.
And then the Fall Festival from noon to 5 at the park on the Judd Road side in the new Wyman Park.
Okay. You'll look a lot different on that bike with all that weight loss.
Might need a new jacket.
You might need to get one. All right, Dave. Break. We're going to talk about the 1983 Utica Blue Sox. Big weekend is that team is inducted into the Greater Utica Hall of Fame, and we have a coach out there. We've got, what else, Davey?
Player.
Oh, and there's a former player as well. We'll talk about the festivities coming up this weekend in a second. 8:14 to WIBX.
Experience the heartwarming spirit of giving at A Taste of Compassion, the Utica Food Pantry's fundraiser. Join us on Thursday, September 21st from 6 till 9 p.m. at Monarch Banquets. Indulge in a delightful evening with an open bar, buffet dinner, lively music, and raffles. Tickets are $60 per person or $100 per couple. Support those with the greatest need. Get your tickets online at uticafoodpantry.org. Let's stand together to ensure that no one in Utica goes hungry.
It's obvious. We're being let down by the institutions we used to trust. The mainstream media are distracting us with meaningless headlines instead of focusing on the real concerns of American families. Countries we're at odds with are hoarding food, financial systems are strained, and supply chains remain too fragile. We can tell something is coming, so we're preparing. Folks are getting into self-reliance and investing in emergency food storage. And My Patriot Supply, the nation's largest emergency preparedness company, makes it easy for you to have peace of mind knowing you're prepared. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and secure some emergency food kits. There's a dozen to choose from that contain tasty breakfasts, lunches, and dinners, averaging 2,000 calories per day. Get at least one food kit for each family member. And while you're there, stock up on water filtration, heirloom seeds, and emergency gear, too, at MyPatriotSupply.com. It's time to prepare today. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Oneida Floor Company, 600 Rutgers Street in Utica, has been selling and installing quality flooring products for over 50 years. As your local tile destination, they carry the top names in both ceramic and porcelain. LVT and carpet flooring, they carry that too. Local owners Tim and Michelle Link pride themselves on providing a tradition of personal service from their trained and knowledgeable staff. Want to do it yourself? They carry all the tools you need and are excited to provide professional advice. Visit their showroom today or get started today with a free quote at oneidafloor.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. hims.com/radio.
Attention business owners, you may qualify for up to $26,000 per W-2 employee from the ERTC Relief Program. At ERTC.com, 75% of the businesses we've helped get funding had no idea they were qualified to receive it. We set up a free hotline to help businesses discover how much funding they qualify for. Get your free refund estimate in minutes. With our Fast Track program, you could receive funding in as little as 48 hours. ERTC.com uses only real American CPAs and offers a sleep well guarantee. On average, our refunds have been 40% higher than other ERTC firms. Call now to get your refund estimate absolutely free. 800-200-5567. That's 800-200-5567. You'll get the maximum ERTC rebate you're eligible for. But please call now before funding runs out. For your free refund estimate in minutes, call 800-200-5567. 800-200-5567. 800-200-5567.
Hey, did you know you can get a credit on your taxes for making energy improvements to your home, like new windows? And the experts at New York Sash have all the information you need to take advantage of it. With new energy rebates for 2023, you can get a tax credit of 30% off the cost of new windows, up to $600. But even better than that, for a limited time, New York Sash will match your window tax credit. Install brand new energy-efficient New York Sash brand windows in your home. Get a credit on your taxes, and New York Sash will match it. Pretty awesome. And you just reach out to the people at New York Sash. Call today to get into the schedule before time runs out before winter. So contact New York Sash to find out how you can get a brand new, energy-efficient replacement window and up to $1,200 back. Restrictions may apply. Visit their showroom or call 315-624-7344 for details from New York Sash.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I know you have some other comments to squeeze in there. This morning, Lance and Lee's very active today.
Okay, here's so Lance responded to the other message that referenced him, and he said, obtuse is a new one. Moron, maybe I am for staying in this area. Just curious, what have I said that wasn't true? I don't know that anything he said this morning was a matter of fact, right? Or it was his opinion. He doesn't think that the other schools should have to, I guess, pay for increased security because of the situation. That was essentially the opinion that he expressed.
Well,
but that's not a right or wrong. That's an opinion thing.
Correct.
Yeah. So
yeah, he believes that is the case. Okay, can we talk about the festivities this weekend? The Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame is inducting the 1983 Utica Blue Sox into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. So there's actually going to be a meet and greet event tonight, and I'll pull up here the full itinerary of activities. On Sunday, what will happen is they'll be inducted into the Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame. Of course, this is going back 40 years now. This is the 40th anniversary season. And, I say 40th anniversary season, the 40th anniversary. And they got several former players coming in. And head coach Jim Gaddis will be in here with us
We'll put Jim
as
right
well.
here. Yep, and then you can take that seat. I'm sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
No,
Jim, we're
that's
going to
okay.
put you right over here, okay?
Yep, right.
He's Joe.
Joe, I'm going to put you over here. Who's? Oh, wait a minute.
Joe, and then Coach Gaddis is coming
Is he
in. He's
not
in
in
the
here
other room.
yet?
He's
Okay.
here. He's just in the other room.
Oh, he's in the bathroom. Okay. Don't you sit there. That's for the coach. What are you doing? I'm sorry.
Welcome back to Utica.
You can sit there. I'm just kidding you. I just don't. I want to get everybody in on camera. I can't hear you because you're not on a microphone.
So, and this behind me is Mike, and Mike has been involved with local sports teams and organizations for a long time. As a matter of fact, the first time that I met him was back with the Utica Professional Hockey Alumni Association. It was a very long title, but there was the Mohawk Valley Comets, there was the Mohawk Valley Stars, and there were a couple of golf tournaments to honor those teams. There was some legendary local semi-pro teams that were in this area.
He's coming. Okay, that's fine. All right.
Okay.
But you guys can sit wherever you want. That's I'm only kidding. It's not like we have place cards.
No.
When we go to Thanksgiving dinner, my mother always has the little names, and you got to sit in that seat. So why do I have to sit here? I want to sit over there. No, I can't.
Awesome.
All right. So who wants to?
This is all right. So I apologize. Like
I
I
don't
said,
feel
Mike is on my right.
I do not feel confused at all.
Mike is on my right. This is Joe, and I forgive me if I say it wrong. Piccioni. Piccioni. Go ahead, grab that mic, pull right up, and welcome back to the city of Utica.
Thanks. It's great to be back. I've only been here a couple hours.
So you just
You're
got
ready
in
to
this
go
morning.
already, I can
4
tell.
o'clock.
No, just kidding.
So what? I don't have any bio information on anybody here at this point, but tell everybody your role with the '83 Blue Sox. Now you were on the coaching staff.
No, he was a player.
No, I was a player.
You were a player. Okay.
And pretty much my position was just kind of a role player. I would play infield or outfield based on what Jim thought he needed at the time.
Can I get you to get really close to the microphone? And I have to say that during that year, 1983, I was the play-by-play announcer on radio and the public address announcer for the Little Falls Mets. So the rivalry.
Sorry to hear that.
That's sorry, I know. Well, sorry because you guys won it all.
Exactly.
And then there was that big moment in Little Falls. Was it a home run? Was it not a home run? Do you remember that? I mean,
foul ball.
It was a foul ball. Yeah. I believe that's what the umpires called it, right?
Yes, sir.
It was a foul ball.
Yes, sir.
Man, people went nuts. That was so great. And that type of rivalry in towns like Utica and Little Falls doesn't exist anymore today.
It's sadly missing.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great things of our sport that no longer exists, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And pulling leagues, I think a lot of it happened around the COVID where everybody decided they were going to downsize, and leagues like this this league was great.
New York Penn League goes back way, way back, right?
It's one of the first, from what I understood.
Yeah.
It used to be called the Canadian American Can-Am League, I think it was.
Yeah. So what was it like playing back then, though? I mean, first of all, minor league baseball, if you were around it at all, how old were you, by the way, when you were playing in Utica?
I was in my 20s.
Okay. So, but you also get kids that are like 18 years old, fresh out of high school. It's like quite the wake-up experience for those guys coming in like yourself, coming in and making practically no money at all, trying to find housing, and you're spending a summer living your dream. You're playing professional baseball.
And those days, you'd do it for free. Absolutely would. Yep.
Wow.
And
What was... Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think that's sadly missing these days as well.
Yeah, you're right. Even the minor leaguers make some money today. Where, boy, you guys back then were making nothing. I mean, you were making money, but it wasn't much.
Manager Jim Gaddis is in with us as well. Coach, manager, if you could just grab that mic and pull it a little bit closer to you.
While he does that, what was your weekly salary?
Do you remember?
125.
50 cents.
125.
125.
125.
Meal money.
Well, we'll get up to Jeff's mic there.
They made $125 a week, and they got $4 every day for meal money.
Wow.
$4.
Well, the meal money was $8, but on a trip that when you'd come back that night, $4.
Yeah.
Wow.
Save somebody.
The good thing, Jim got 11.
I did?
He was the manager. Yeah, you, Barry, and the coach got 11.
So, Jim Gaddis, good morning. Thank you for coming in as well.
Thanks for having us.
So it's a weekend back. I mean, Utica's changed an awful lot. By the way, the field, it will make you feel good. The field is a far better playing surface today than it was back then. It was pretty rough back then.
You think so?
We've heard some crazy stories. Drying the field with fire, drying the field with a helicopter.
Yeah, Joe and these guys did this stuff.
Oh, no.
No, we did. We were here to.
This is your pyro right here. I have pictures.
We were here to. We love baseball, and really, it's a real treat for us 40 years later, because there's the stories haven't even started, but it's pretty cool to relive all that stuff.
I feel like minor league baseball is one of those things. Jeff, can you get that light? One of those things that you didn't realize what you had, and I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about us as a community, fans. I was the PA announcer, play-by-play announcer on radio. We did not realize what we had, and now it's gone, and you look back on it and you realize it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You make lifetime friends too. I mean, I still talk with Tom Coyne. WI. I don't know if I'm.
No, this is IBX.
Yes,
and Tom was here.
You
Tom's
hit it
actually
right
one of
on.
the TV stations now. He's with UTR and Eyewitness News. So you might run into him again this weekend.
I got it. But they're just lifelong friends. Mike putting this together for us, and Joanne. I don't know. It was a pretty wonderful summer. That's pretty exciting to be.
Well, in addition to that, you had the book.
Yeah.
You had was that the year that the Bill Murray and Brian Doyle Murray were here? I mean, it was Morgana the Kissing Bandit may have came later, but it's just crazy what happened during that summer of 1983, right?
We won on the last game of the year.
Hold on.
We won it on the last game of the year. We lost the first game in the playoffs at home, and we won the last two in Newark to win the championship. We won by half a game over your Little Falls Mets.
Oh,
he was the PA announcer for Little Falls.
I remember it. I remember it well. So it was just actually I did the play-by-play on the radio also, where I remember one night we're sitting in the stands because the press box was full, so they put us on the bleachers. That was probably your fault. Somebody did it. And the lights went out. The lights just went out, and they wouldn't come back on. We were there till like 2 o'clock in the morning doing the game. Craziness.
Yeah, yes.
So there's some other interesting stories that go along with this. Was there an age cap in that league at the time? I was told like a lot of the players on the team were mid to late 20s, where this was a league designed to be early 20s. Am I right on that? And what do you remember about that?
Yeah, the equalizer was that. See, what happened is we got kids who had been released by other teams for the most part, and everybody wanted to be there. Well, it wasn't like, well, maybe. So we had great citizens. That was just luck. They happened to be good guys, and and were motivated, and everybody wanted an opportunity to play, with an organization again and move on up. So we had a unique situation. We were probably about 3 years older than it just depends. Some organizations have all college guys in the Penn League. Some have high school. I remember Todd Worrell wasn't in high school when we faced him.
Who was the oldest guy on the team? I seem to recall somebody.
Probably Barry Moss. Oh, well, I was the manager.
Yeah.
You also played, though.
Well, but you played as well, right?
Just in 81.
In 81, okay. So Barry Moss, probably the oldest guy? Yeah. And you still have a relationship with Barry?
Yeah.
I have somebody asking about he was in Moneyball, as a matter of fact.
He was.
Yeah. Just taking a look at all of what happened, and it's really the the Bad News Bears, whatever. That was all of it encompassed into one amazing season in Utica.
Yeah, and it's okay in hindsight, in perspective, big deal.
Right.
But at the time, it was really important to us. Really important.
Yeah.
And so you get everybody, tugging on the rope in the same direction, and people can do pretty great things. And then there's, like my friend was the manager of Watertown, the Pirates.
Okay, yeah.
And so their number one pick, this Rich Savar, pitched against us. We had to play those 6 games in 2 days or so. Anyway, he came back and pitched 2 days later. I said, and my friend was Bill. I said, "Hey, Bill, I thought you guys were developing players."
Yeah, right, right.
Yeah.
It meant something to win. I mean, it was a big deal
to them as well.
Yeah,
it was a big deal.
And I think that the other part of this that we didn't realize is all of these amazing former professional baseball players that were a part of the New York Penn League, and in the managerial side, and it just people don't realize what they had walking through their city every single day during the summer months. It was like Cooperstown, right? Really incredible.
Yeah, absolutely was.
So what did you tell us about what did you go on to do after Utica?
I went into the environmental world and retired the first of this year, but semi-retired because I'm doing a consulting gig now. So I'm an environmental compliance consultant.
You probably learned that all in Utica when you were burning the field.
Yeah.
Can't burn those chemicals.
The chemicals that Skip told us to go get, that worked really well.
Who needs diamond dust when you've got gasoline?
And a helicopter.
So, and think about the things that you'll be dealing with tonight, and there'll be a lot of people coming in. You're going to see people probably that you've not seen in a long time. Nice and close, if you could, to the mic there. Yeah, you got to be up on that. Talk about the festivities this weekend.
Well, Mike, that's your role.
Are you guys doing a Cooperstown trip, and are you looking forward to that?
Mike Zalewski here is the what are you, the foreman, the trip director?
He's the colonel.
Yeah, right. No, today there's a meet and greet at Tiny's at 6 o'clock on State Street.
Which is really where everything happened, right? There was a lot of stuff that happened over at Tiny's, and Joanne, of course, was a part of the
general manager.
She was our general manager.
Yeah.
Yes, she was, and she did a great job.
And she had a beautiful executive suite. Right? It was wonderful.
Yeah.
A trailer.
But we have that. We invite the public to come down and meet the guys, meet Jim and the rest of the guys that are here.
Who else will be here this weekend?
We have Ed Wolf. We have, who else? Joe Piccioni, Bob Hendershot, Don Jacoby, Robin
Don Jacoby. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Don was a scout all these years.
Really? Wow.
And we got those 6 guys, and Jimmy Tompkins will be in tomorrow.
Okay, all right.
For the inductions.
Oh, and Robin Dreisler. Did you say Robin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you guys go to Cooperstown?
It's up to them what they want to do tomorrow. Tomorrow's basically a free day for them, whatever they want to do. Joe and I are going down on Monday. And, I don't know if any of them have other plans for what they want to do tomorrow, but
they're concerned because of the Savannah Bananas, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be a zoo there.
The Savannah Bananas.
It is right. They were in Syracuse last night, and they're in Cooperstown this weekend.
Tomorrow.
When you were at Little Falls, the senior citizens take care of that field, don't they? I know they do.
Well, I got to tell you, there was a guy by the name, there was a groundskeeper there. I can't remember his name now. But it was brilliant. That playing surface
It's unbelievable.
It was incredible.
That's
And
why
it still is today.
That's why I'm mentioning it.
Yeah.
It's really something.
It was special. In fact, when the Mets would come up, they would always talk about the fact that it probably was the third best playing surface in all of New York, behind Shea and Yankee Stadium. It was really something.
And Murnane
was the opposite.
Yeah, well, Murnane, sometimes people didn't like take infield.
It was, I mean, and you think about it, you've got today, just think about it today, the way baseball is with the analytics and the way management is and how precious these guys are coming up.
Yep.
Can you imagine them allowing them to play in the potholes of Murnane Field? They wouldn't have allowed it back then. Or today they wouldn't allow it. So, but man, those were great days of
Yeah, they were.
We'll never repeat that.
Well, and then for us, I was just telling these guys, because then I would go to I think it was the Sheridan then, and there's Bill and Brian Doyle Murray had the BDM club, Brian Doyle Murray After Hours Club. So when things shut down, his room was where things happened. And
That's crazy.
Billy Gibbons was there from ZZ Top, and I'm like, wait a minute. On the one hand, we're playing at Murnane.
Yeah.
Now I'm with all these guys I watch on TV. It's pretty cool.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is.
All of that celebrity going on with
Yeah.
the book being written, and it just was. Who was the PA announcer in Utica at the time? He says that his role was every once in a while Bill Murray would be like, just point to him, and he knew, go get him another beer. He'd run out and grab him another beer. Fred Snyder was Fred Snyder was the PA guy. Wow. Just incredible days.
So a couple of other things here. I want to present these guys with something I have in my hand. This came from the county executive's office. Before we do that, though, I hear so many different stories. First and only triple header ever played by a pro team?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you remember? Anything special about that day?
Well, it was just a grind. We had tried to burn the field to get it ready a couple of days before at Murnane, and it was just we had sort of strapped it on, and we were going to go until it finished. I mean, we were a little basic, animalistic, I would say. It's just like, we're going to do this, and then when it's over, it's over.
Wow.
So, incredible.
By the way, I was told Don Leibel is saying that Brian Doyle was also, while he was up here, he was a co-owner of Echo Video on Genesee Street, of a video store. I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
No, I am telling you.
Yeah. Just really, really crazy.
Guys, so let me read this here. And again, this came from Oneida County Executive Anthony Pacenti's office. This is a proclamation from the County of Oneida, New York. Whereas the Utica Blue Sox celebrate their 40th anniversary of their New York Penn League Championship in 1983, the Blue Sox finished the 1983 season with a record of 48 wins and 26 losses. They won the Yawkey Division by a half game over the Little Falls Mets. They went on to defeat the Newark.
The current Little Falls mayor just said, "Get those bums out of that studio."
They went on to defeat the Newark Orioles in a 3-game series for the league championship, winning 2 games on the road after dropping the first at home. The 1983 team was led by manager Jim Gaddis, pitching coach Bob Veal, and player coach Barry Moss. Joanne Gerace was the team's general manager, and the players were supplied by the Texas Stars Baseball Incorporated, which was owned by Evander Schley. Evander Schley. The Utica Blue Sox was an independently owned team by Bill Murray, Brian Doyle Murray, and Roger Kahn, who chronicled the championship season in his book, Good Enough to Dream. Now, therefore, Anthony J. Pacenti Jr., Oneida County Executive, does hereby proclaim September 15th, 2023 as Utica Blue Sox Day in Oneida County. Congratulations, guys. 40 years later, we love that you came back to town. It's a great thing being inducted into the Greater Utica Sports Hall of Fame. I hope you guys have a blast this weekend and kind of relive all the awesome memories that you made, not only for yourselves, but really a lot of members of this community. I've heard, you remember Boomer? I don't know if you called him Boomer as a kid. Oh, he picked you up last night. That's right. He was doing some valeting. I mean, he's told me stories. Guys were living at the house, and you guys impacted a lot of people's lives and left a lot of great memories. So I want to say thank you on behalf of the community for that.
Both ways.
Yeah, darn right.
Yeah.
Pretty great experience.
All right. Well, thank you, guys, and enjoy Utica. It's changed a lot. There's a lot of change going on. So hopefully you enjoy your time here. So thank you so much. We'll break, And we'll come back. Utica Blue Sox going into the Hall of Fame. You want to add something? Go ahead.
Not on the air.
Oh, not on the air. Okay, well, don't do it yet because I'm not off the air. Well, see, this is getting slowly. The show is moving back to 1983 right now. I'm feeling it. The lights are going to go out in a second. It's 8:40 at WIBX.
Want to avoid extreme energy bills? Turn down your thermostat with the new Ruud energy-efficient furnace. Smart folks just choose Ruud for efficient heating equipment for your home and your budget. Get comfortable with Ruud and call Tri-County Heating at 315-829-4100 or check out their website, tri-countyheating.com. Don't forget to call for their furnace cleaning special. Expires September 30th.
Adirondack Home Furniture now carries Smith Brothers Furniture. Smith Brothers has been creating customized living room furniture since 1925 and is known for its high-quality, solid-built, top-of-the-line pieces. Made in America with modern technology using age-old craftsmanship, Smith Brothers offers furniture that you can have confidence in for generations. Smith Brothers is a solid and dependable brand who provide innovative furniture design with every piece. Smith Brothers is a leader in the furniture industry with their award-winning line of upholstered furniture. They have built a reputation for their value and design leadership with furniture of the finest quality. We would love for you to come and browse our extensive inventory and see for yourself. Smith Brothers, now available at Adirondack Home Furniture. Stop in today. Adirondack Home Furniture in the Riverside Center, North Utica, or at AdirondackHomeFurniture.com. Create the home of your dreams with Smith Brothers and Adirondack Home Furniture. 315-738-7817.
Life happens, and at Mohawk Valley FCU, we are here to help you through life's ups and downs. It's not always easy. Life isn't perfect. That's why Mohawk Valley FCU goes above and beyond for their members with higher interest accounts, superior service, easy loan approvals, and so much more. With locations on River Road in Marcy, in the State Office Building in Utica, and with mobile banking, you'll receive the best service no matter where you are. Mohawk Valley FCU now welcomes all Town of New Hartford employees. Member-focused, member-driven. Visit MohawkValleyFCU.org.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password,
for you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
When we get together with others, we can do more. On September 20th, nonprofit organizations will come together to ask for your support through Mohawk Valley Gives, the community's 24-hour giving day. But don't wait. Give now or anytime this month. Either way, every dollar counts. And you'll show everybody that Mohawk Valley Gives. Powered by the Community Foundation, MV Gives is proudly sponsored by Staffworks and M&T Bank and brought to you by Town Square Media.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
Stop into Mattress Express in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theater. Simply complete a comfort test and get a $25 prepaid Visa card. Names like the Number Bed, Purple, Puffy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Hurry, this is a limited time offer.
Consumer Cellular's award-winning customer support is 100% based in the U.S. And you are 100% based in the U.S. That's something you have in common with Consumer Cellular's customer service. Consumer Cellular's customer service likes pizza. And you like pizza. You want a free month of service, and we want to give you one. We obviously can't wait to hear from you. Visit consumercellular.com/free month and enter code free month to get your second month free. Consumer Cellular. When freedom calls, we're here to answer. Promotion is subject to terms and conditions.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio for your free online visit. HIMS.com/RADIO.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you, where are you going? I'm going to need you on this here. I have somebody saying KTV is announcing the Whitesboro game is at 10:15 tomorrow morning. That has been confirmed not the case. That is not true.
Yeah, we talked with...
here's the thing.
Yeah.
Sheriff Mashel and the United County Sheriff's Office is handling security for the game tomorrow and has handled the setup of the time and tomorrow's game at Whitesboro. The sheriff says the game is at 9:30. The Liverpool-Proctor game
Yes, this is the confusion.
next week is at 10:15.
Yes, that's next week, Proctor-Liverpool.
Tomorrow's Whitesboro-Proctor game, gates open at 8:30. The game is at 9:30. This is not debatable, according to the sheriff.
Yes. So there may have been a little mix-up, and it happens, and I understand the confusion.
We
heard from many.
Never get anything wrong here. I don't know what the hell is going on.
That's right. So, because we got a couple messages this morning. Yes, tomorrow's game is 9:30. We talked to the sheriff on the air, as a matter of fact, to start this hour, I believe, or to wrap up the last one.
At this point, I have no idea. Although I got to tell you, talking to those two, the former player, the former manager of the 83 Blue Sox, I cannot reiterate enough how much we did not realize what we had here. And that amazing rivalry, it took all these years to look back on it and say, wow, what a spectacle. And you talk about how minor league baseball, which doesn't have the same affiliation a lot of times with Major League Baseball, that it did have back then. How it's you go to a game, it's a spectacle. There's always something going on. You have no idea. In 83, 84, 85, in those years, it was something.
Yeah,
And by the way, in 83 that year, Jim Jackson was and Dan Horde. Dan is actually Don. Where is Dan now? Where is he doing? He's in Cincinnati, I believe.
He is the voice of the radio voice of the Cincinnati Bengals and University of Cincinnati basketball.
And meanwhile, Jim Jackson was the other, and he, of course, in Philadelphia is now a legend.
He does the Phillies game.
And an Emmy Award-winning broadcaster as well. So what an amazing year that was, with all of the big names and the celebrities. I didn't know about the ZZ Top part. I had no clue about
I know.
that. No idea. Wow. All right. Don, good morning. That was interesting, a real interesting trip back in time. Let's talk about what you've set up here with Al this morning, Don.
Yeah, I was thinking if somebody may have listened, some people may have listened yesterday when I was talking about this or the day before. I thought after Zach Wilson is now the quarterback of the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers going down unexpectedly so quickly, I thought about when I was a kid. This happened with Joe Namath, who was as big a name in the NFL then as Aaron Rodgers is now. Namath, of course, is a Hall of Famer. And I thought about what's it like to step in as the second quarterback or even the third in the case with the Jets. When Al Woodall got injured, Joe Namath was injured. They hired a third-string Bill Demery for 2 seasons. So I was wondering, what is it like when you go in cold? You're not expecting to, during practice, you don't take reps with the first team. What is it like, especially in New York? So the first thing I thought about was Al Woodall. He did it for 5 years with the Jets because Namath was hurt regularly, and Al stepped in. And by the way, for some trivia, Al's roommate on the road with the Jets was John Riggins, who was many people remember with the Jets and Washington. So I thought, let's ask somebody who was in that position.
Al Woodall is on the line right now. Al, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Glad to be here.
So, and by the way, it wasn't always just injury with Joe Namath, was it? Wasn't there a mob fear at one point where he couldn't play?
But that was politics. I wouldn't pay any attention to
Okay, pay no attention to that. But what was it like? I mean, you were the guy that at any point could be in that game because Joe Namath got hurt.
Well, Joe was, as Don just said, I describe him as the first celebrity athlete. He was a movie star. Women were screaming. It was actually amazing. Most of us had never seen anything like that, and to see the reaction to Joe Namath was pretty incredible. And when he went down, the hush over the crowd, much like Rodgers on Monday night.
Yeah.
And but Joe was he came out. It was towards the end of a game, so I did go in, but the game was already over.
Yeah.
But to get in, and try to fill Joe's shoes was difficult. I'm not going to say it wasn't. It was hard.
Especially especially in New York with the New York media.
Absolutely, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
You just got to do your thing. You got to try to put that aside, and that's pretty much what I tried to do.
Wow. And what did you think? And by the way, before we go to anything else, it was a different time. A different time where quarterbacks were not protected like they are today.
No, hardly.
Hardly. Not even close.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
not at all.
I mean, you took some hits. So
we get hit on the ground. We get hit late. We get hit out of bounds.
Yeah,
it didn't matter.
So, and then what were you thinking on Monday night when, if you were watching, when you saw?
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I think the difference was, obviously it was tough for fans and everyone when Joe got hurt, but the anticipation for Rodgers and the excitement, it went from being regional to national. Rodgers, the Jets are a great team. They have a chance to go to the playoffs even without Aaron Rodgers. But with Aaron Rodgers, they were a Super Bowl contender. So I think the excitement, the anticipation, I couldn't believe it. The fourth play, I felt bad for Zach Wilson because he, was in the same position that I was in, and I wish him luck. I think he's got the talent to do it, and it's just a matter of putting it all together.
Don Leibel, go ahead.
Good morning, Al. What I wanted to ask another question where when Wilson goes in a game, what do you think the head coach said to him or said to him at halftime? Now, when you were going in for Joe, Weeb Eubank, another Hall of Famer, Charlie Winter, his son-in-law, what did they say to you, like to try to calm you or to give you confidence?
Really, not much. It's that's your job, and they expect you to be a professional. We're kids, whatever I was at that time. 23? I suppose something like that. But still, all they did was say, "Okay, go get them." Not much in the way of psychology.
Yeah, it was a different game then.
Yeah, it was, and the thing about Zach and the game today is that these guys do so much study. There's so much involved in the defenses and reading them and what your reactions should be. It wasn't like that back then. It just wasn't even close. I think Zach's prepared. I don't know him personally, but it seems like the team itself is behind him. So who knows? Maybe we can still have a great year.
Yeah, I have two questions that I'd like before we let you go. First of all, you're really big in making sure players are trained today to manage their money. Talk about that.
Oh my gosh! I've always said if this was doable, I'd like to see the Players Association get involved.
Yeah.
Give these young guys that get millions and millions. And by the way, I was the second round draft choice, and I made $15,000. Not quite the way it is today. So
wow, you would have been you'd have made what, $25 million being the second overall pick?
Probably.
Man.
And just to finish my thought, I'd like to see them get more involved in helping these guys invest their money.
Yeah,
You could put $20 million in a T-bill, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be set for life. If you get that kind of money, you should be set for life.
Mm-hmm. And sadly, it doesn't always work out that way.
No, it does not.
Yeah.
It does not.
And you talk about Joe Namath being the first, major celebrity really in football at that time. I think to piggyback on that, he wore the fur coats, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think that's kind of set the tone for players today. They need to have the fanciest, most elegant things. They need to be above everybody, so they blow that money.
They literally prepare that. They prepare for that moment before the game that ESPN or the game coverage picks them up walking down the hallway, walking into the locker room wearing whatever. It's really something. And then I wanted to ask you, you were a real good sport when it came to Rex Ryan. He used to bust your chops.
Rex.
Talk
I
about
liked his dad. Buddy Ryan was one of our coaches, and Buddy and I were he was my coach, not my coach, but one of the coaches, and I liked Buddy. We went back and forth a lot, so I think that's where Rex gets it.
And by the way, is it true you also wore a fur coat?
No, that is not true.
Okay, all right. Don, I'm going to let you wrap this up here. I've got about 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Here I am. I'm a 14-year-old kid. I'm in middle school. Al is making an appearance at a Ford dealership on a nighttime during the week. I take the city bus. I get to the dealership an hour early. I'm circling the building. I'm the only person there with my Jet yearbook, my 1971 Jet yearbook. I'm circling the building. It's cold. It's the winter. And once Al makes it into the dealership, I'm the first and the only person goes right in there. I give him my yearbook, and I was so darn excited. And I still have that yearbook, and I still have Al Woodall's autograph.
Wow. Pretty darn cool.
That's a cool story.
Yeah.
That's a really cool story.
Don, you never told me that. I like that.
That's
right?
awesome.
Glad it worked out.
Al, thank you for the time and sharing your stories with us. We really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys.
All right.
Thanks for calling.
Both of you have a great day. Thank you. Don Leibel, Al Woodall. Great when you think about, again, different time, right?
Different time.
Today I will sit with Ricky Z, and we're working on my lease is up. I got to get a new vehicle. Have you seen this CX-90?
It is
Holy,
sharp.
did you see it in the lot?
I saw it. Yeah, it's sharp.
I'm test driving it right now. It's a doozy. Davey, what do you think of that?
Very nice, Bill.
Yeah.
Did you unplug it correctly this morning?
I did. I was
Good.
able to, because it's it's a hybrid, so you can do a little of the electric stuff. I can get to work, go home, drive around for a good part of the day, never use an ounce of gas. Pretty cool. Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville. That's where I will be today. Also want to tell you, if you're looking for flooring this weekend, in Sarah's Flooring Outlet, the leading store when it comes to flooring, period, bar none. They have the largest inventory, in-stock inventory. They have you covered. Online, in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. And you can see why more people buy from the big store. Get 6 months interest-free financing right now at Sarah's Flooring Outlet and in sarahsflooringoutlet.com. One more, Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills, accepting new patients today. Listen, we're going into that flu season, COVID season, everything else. It's time to make sure you're ready to get into the fall. They're accepting new patients right now at the Falcon Clinic. Call them today at 315-507-4751.
Before we go, Bill, I want to mention State Senator Joe Griffo is again teaming with the Oneida Herkimer Solid Waste Authority and Confidata and the state DEC is doing one of those recycling days. It's happening at the Oneida Herkimer Recycling Center on Leland Avenue in Utica. They're taking old electronics, you name it, TVs, laptops, a whole list of electronics can be found at ohswa.org, and then Confidata will be on hand as well. You can turn in, and they will shred up to 3 boxes per car of confidential documents. The state DEC and Oneida County Sewer District will be collecting unused or unwanted prescription medications as well. As always, no sharps or needles. More information on that, or if you have any questions, reach out to State Senator Joe Griffo's office. We had a great show today, a great week. And I hope it continues into this weekend.
It was really, really busy. Jimmy Fallon was great today. Davey, thank you.
You're welcome. Buddy. And we got a doozy of a guest Monday. Stay tuned.
Talk about that. You can.
We got Emily Capagna coming up at 8:15 on Monday. She's the co-host of Outnumbered on Fox at 1 o'clock.
She'll be on in the morning. What time?
This Monday coming up.
Okay, we'll have her at some point. And
8:15 on Monday.
She's coming to do a show in Syracuse, isn't she?
No, that's Kat Tiff. This is Emily Capagna. This is Jimmy's friend.
Yeah, got it. Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you, Davey. He's becoming quite the booker, Jeff. I mean, you got to keep an eye on this.
Well, I'm going to take this weekend off then.
You got to keep an eye on this Davey guy. I'm just saying. And then finally, if we can just clear it up, it's been all morning long. Sheriff Mashel has confirmed that the Whitesboro-Proctor game, originally scheduled for tonight, will play tomorrow. Gates open at 8:30. The game is at 9:30.
That game time again.
9:30.
9:30.
Despite what you might be hearing, next weekend, Liverpool-Proctor is at 10:15. Tomorrow's game is at 9:30. WIBX Utica, Rome.
How far will the left go to win 2024? Will they send out more stimulus checks or give away trillions more to left-wing groups? The simple truth is they don't care if your retirement is eroded down to a fraction of its value. They just want to win. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I want to encourage you to diversify your 401k or IRA out of paper assets and into a physical gold IRA. And the only company I recommend for gold IRAs is conservative-owned Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word PROTECT to 989898 to get their free info kit on gold IRAs. Do this now before Democrats have a chance to legislate away your life savings. Get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting PROTECT to the number 989898. There's nothing to buy and no obligation at all. So use your agency. Take